households. This is ABC News. Much discussion about the war in Iran, but overnight in Ukraine, a reminder that war is still raging. ABC's Tom Sulfur-Burridge has more from the foreign desk.
Video from Ukraine's emergency services shows the golden-domed roof of the 11th century Uspensky Cathedral on fire. On a visit to the site to survey the damage, Ukraine's President Zelensky said the building, which sits within a sacred monastery, was struck by a Russian drone. That monastery, known as the Lavra, is not just one of the holiest sites in Ukraine, but all Orthodox Christian countries, including Russia. Hours after the attack, Moscow claimed, without evidence, that the building had been hit by an American-made Patriot air defense missile. Tom Sulfur-Burridge, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Britain joining Australia, Brazil, and Indonesia, as well as several other countries, in banning social media for kids under the age of 16. Greece, France, and Denmark are considering similar bans. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do play.
Okay, everything sounded okay?
So
fantastic.
Do learn.
Thanks for sticking us with Bo.
So he's at the studio. Good to know. Okay.
Not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength.
No problem.
Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
Colorado Parks and Wildlife has killed another uncollared wolf. This one was roaming Routt County, where CPW says it was killing livestock. They believe it's the same wolf that killed sheep and cattle in Rio Blanco County earlier this year. The wolf was originally part of the Copper Creek Pack, but broke off from the pack in the fall of 2024. There have now been 32 cases of wolves killing livestock. This is the 15th wolf to die since the reintroduction program began. People in Eagle County, north of Thomasville and near the Pitkin County line, have been returning home close to 4 days after the...
Now what do you use? Just old mattresses?
Now I don't use anything. I used to have those vertical whisper walls, they call them.
Right?
Just from the
it's
ceiling.
About 40%
because right now,
contained.
I just don't have anything to break up the
And it's about to get a lot hotter along the Front Range, forecasters say.
Because now you have the Casey and the Sunshine Band mirrors on the wall there.
That's the latest. I'm Brenda Stewart.
Now, Impact Traffic.
Yep.
We have those vertical whisper walls
from Casey's basement.
Commerce City, and recovering from an earlier crash right around Colorado. It's actually slow from Colorado, heading over to Brighton, I-25 south through downtown to Spear, 225 in from Parker. But just minimal delays at this point, just some minor slowing. Alameda and Peoria on a crash, and one up to the north at 144th, just west of Colorado. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. Thousands of homeowners have trusted us for their blinds that are easy to order, affordable, and guaranteed to fit. You measure at home, install yourself, and enjoy blinds made exactly for your windows. Blindster.com.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena. Streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
And you can be there
for a weekend full of superstar performances.
Are you ready?
Once-in-a-lifetime moments you'll have to see to believe.
We're getting this party going, huh?
Only limited single-night tickets remain. Get yours while you still can now at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2026 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first. On your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with
Did you
Orchard.
answer text?
Curious
Oh,
how
you
much
didn't
your
have
home's
access
worth?
to the
Visit
text, or did you?
Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Have you heard the news? The FIFA World Cup kicks off in LA. SpaceX goes public. We want to be able to take you there. A peace deal.
Team USA.
The United States men's national team FIFA World Cup.
USA. Australia from Seattle.
1 p.m. Friday on KOA.
And the iHeartRadio app.
45 years strong, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. And we want you to call us with a problem, question, or complaint at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or 303-MARTINO. That's the Ego line, 303-627-8466. This hour brought to you by WaterPros.net. I love great companies. I love promoting them. I love these systems. They are the best water systems you can buy for the money, bar none, and the best installation with master plumbers. Get your water cleaned up, whether the whole house or at the kitchen sink. WaterPros.net. You will be astounded by the service and the prices. 303-862-5554. WaterPros.net. Hey, you know what? I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. Can you hear it? Okay. Anyway, I'm going to tell you why. I don't care what you say. I'm taking credit. I discovered Dimitri.
What?
I discovered. I'm sorry. You know what? You know. Remember. Was it who took credit for all of the stars? Whenever Simon Cowell, he likes doing that. When it comes to stars, I'm going to take credit for John Fuller and for Dimitri, who did a brilliant job filling in. Mark and Suze are away on a cruise, and Mark wasn't here, so in my absence, a little hiccup in the giddy up I had as a result of all my frickin' treatments over the past year. I had Dimitri and I had Fuller on. And by the way, Fuller's available, and all of our attorneys are available with a quick phone call, as well as all of our experts whenever you have a question, a problem, or complaint. But Dimitri, I'm taking credit for you because I discovered you.
Thanks. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, you can have all the credit you like.
And you know, Dimitri and I first met when I was doing a Channel 4 shoot. Do you remember that? Did you know that was for?
Well, I remember you were being photographed for some magazine cover story.
That's right. And because of my Channel 4 work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't realize the subject matter.
It was also radio, but it was about, you know, the Troubleshooter and all that. And it was a really nice magazine. It was one of the bigger magazines in town.
It was like ink.
And why'd they use your place? It was ugly. No, I'm just kidding. No, why did they use your place?
They wanted so this was a long, long time ago, and they wanted a hip downtown Lodo location. And the photographer, whom I actually knew just from, you know, social connections, he suggested that they use my loft for the photo shoot.
Is it because the floor to ceiling windows did you have or something?
It must have been. I really didn't ask why, but they just said, "Hey, would you mind if we use your loft for a photo shoot?" And I said, "No problem." So we all got together over there, and I had a couple of friends over. Remember, and we ended up staying there all night.
It was
hanging
fun.
out, drinking wine.
Yeah, it was a lot of
big parking ticket at like 2 a.m.
It was really fun. And because you knew the photographer, and that photographer was the one who lit the studio, by the way.
Gary Stefanski, a fantastic photographer and now videographer, still in business.
And we did a poster with him too, a Troubleshooter poster. He was very creative. Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What I want you to do is call before it becomes a big problem. We like solving little problems. Or if you just have a question, give us a call. And again, you can also call this number 24/7, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And I have a text line that a ton of people were texting, and it was my problem. My fault. I didn't give these guys the login to check the text. So I might go over some of these questions. And if Dimitri can recall the calls, some of these people were referring to some of the questions or some of the topics you guys were talking about last week. So anyway, so then later on, Dimitri and I caught back up at Meat Fest. Should I mention that? Or is that kind of private?
The address.
I don't know. Anyway, so that's a once-a-year festival of meat lovers. And Barry Miller, by the way, is with us. Barry Miller with Vestera Turnkey. Hi, Barry. You can join in the conversation. Meat Fest is where people get together and they are unashamed, unembarrassed. They're just bold meat eaters, and you're not allowed to have anything else. I don't think you can find a vegetable in the place. Anyway, everyone brings a meat dish. It's really fun. So anyway, I happen to be there, and this guy comes up and says, Tom, and I said, oh my God. So it was Dimitri. And then I don't know how you got to the show. How'd you get to the show? Did I say, come on over?
Something like that. Yeah. It was
remember
fest, and I had a lot of meat and whiskey and cigars in me by the time I got the invitation.
He said, come on over. And anyway, he came over, and the rest is history. So, and then we have, is Deputy Bo in the house? Deputy Bo, you're at the station holding down the fort?
Yes, sir.
How did we hook up with you, Bo? I'm not taking credit for you.
No, when I retired from the HVAC business, I didn't want to sit around, and I've been a loyal listener for over 40 years.
Wow.
And I know about all the good work you did helping people, and I wanted to share my knowledge of the industry to help people out.
Yeah.
So I sent a resume in to Sue's and waited a couple of months, and you guys interviewed me.
We got a staff now. See, that's what I love. God, do we have expertise now so we can handle just about any problem. And I want to remind you, it is the only place you can get help on the air. I mean, or actually, it's the only place you can get help free of charge. Really, if you think about it, it's the only real place you get help free of charge. And it's not social media. And I say that proudly because social media, there's so much bad information. In fact, most of the ripoffs originate with social media. We have so many problems. The two places, Facebook Marketplace and Nextdoor. Those are the two big generators of ripoffs. Okay, let me switch gears. Barry Miller is with Vestera Turnkey. Now, what they do is they help make you a landlord. You know, a lot of people want to be a landlord, but they don't know the first thing about being a landlord. In fact, to be honest with you, I say when people said, do you have any rentals? I say, no, I don't have that affliction. I used to say that because it was it was so terrible. Barry, at one time, having rentals in this area was gold, right?
Oh, yes.
Now, it used to be in this area, let's say, because that's what most people listening are familiar with. Most people had rentals. They actually had them for income. It wasn't just for equity,
right?
But they actually made money. And I think some people who bought right back in the day, there's a guy I worked with at iHeart. He's not there anymore. His name's Ted. He had a lot of rentals and made money. He bought them right. Once they're paid for, you're making money. So rental is one reason, rental income. The other reason were tax benefits when you had depreciation.
You bet.
And then the other reason was equity, right? The three big things, tax benefits, income, or equity, right? And isn't it almost now impossible to make money on the monthly side?
Almost impossible in most markets in the United States, not just our market here in the Front Range.
It is hard. It's
very, very difficult.
And in this market, I would say not only is it difficult to make money monthly, but it is almost impossible to make right now any substantial equity growth because things are so overpriced.
They're overpriced. They're not going up much. So that's
because they're already up there.
Because they're already up there.
Are we going to get an adjustment? By the way, by way of background, and I want your calls at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. I want to talk about the whole topic area, but You are an expert in real estate. You invented the buyer brokerage. Barry, was in real estate, and he said, why is it that when somebody wants to buy a house and I call on a sign, I have to represent the seller? And he thought that was fundamentally wrong. And I think it might have been 40 years ago, I did a story on him. Was it 40 years ago or 38?
1982.
Okay, I did a story with you in 1982 on television about this guy who was shaking up the industry.
You bet.
And he introduced what was called the buying broker, meaning when you called on a sign or you had a buyer, you represented the buyer. And at first, what the gall of these people said, you can't do that.
Oh, they said it's illegal. It's illegal. Do that
you
here.
can't represent the buyer because it by default, all of the contracts were written up so you represent the seller. You changed it. And actually, the entire National Board of Real Estate or of Realtors had to change.
All 50 states.
All 50 states. So he is an expert in real estate, to say the least. And so we can ask him about real estate if you have any real estate questions. Plus, we have Deputy D here, who I discovered. And you can call at any time with anything at 303 Martino, 303-627-8466. By the way, Compass Insurance Group doing free insurance checkups, and they can save you money. Objective look at your insurance, 303-996-9000.
Very nice.
Don't miss the Tree Farm's Father's Day sale. Now through Father's Day. The Tree Farm has been family owned and cared for since 1980. See what's on sale at thetreefarm.com. Now get 25% off all sizes of flowering shrubs, including lilac, spirea, butterfly bush, and more. 3-year-old old-fashioned purple or white lilacs, now just $67.46 each. Now through Father's Day. Come see.
I-25 to exit 235. Then 5 miles west to the Tree Farm.
Hey, I love Excel Roofing. Why? They are a great company, and you can never get hurt by them because they don't take a cent until you're content. Get a price for your roof right now. If you're just curious because it's insurance, or you're going to buy a roof, go to excelroofing.com. That's Excel as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L, excelroofing.com, and get your price. They have a pricing tool on the front page. They also do home services like roofing repairs, attic ventilation experts, gutter cleaning, $99. Windows, siding, and painting. excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400.
Thank you.
I always have to do a double check because I never can tell if little fella's there. When he looks down, his hair blends in with the blinds.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I loved it. I can't believe he did that. And
he did good.
I know.
And he was right at 20.
When I say I can't believe it, because
I want to try.
It's just rare.
29 seconds to the.
That one went like over a minute. After that, I realized how much 30 seconds actually is. Yeah. But that's all part of under-promising and over-delivering.
What lives are you going to do today, D? Might as well keep him going, Tom.
Because Tom is here. So.
Hey, like I said, I'm still alive, you bastard.
I'm glad you're.
Hey, who said that?
I said, I'm glad you're still alive.
Okay, YouTube crowd, are you up and running? Are you guys up? I just share things sometimes with YouTube morons.
Were you able to do that from your hospital bed in Trinidad?
Oh my God! How did you know?
Thank you.
Excellent Trinidad reference.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dimitri, how much money did you make off those lives? Did you get a cut?
Bo,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of the studio, will you? You're not even welcome anymore.
Okay. That's all we get is pizza for lives?
Where's the we?
Well, I want to try a live.
You get pizza and turtles. So you got
Turtles.
Yeah, you get both.
And plate.
I got to make sure John knows. Could you have his text? Ask him. Okay, I'll find out. I just assumed Sue talked to him. Maybe not. But you did know I was going to be out, right?
Yeah.
Were you going to do a solo? Were you thinking of that?
If we have an interesting guest.
Okay. I don't. Let me look.
Let's promote the seminary.
Oh, God, you're right. Bo is in there. I can see the top of his head.
Now you can't. Adam needs to raise these computer screens another 3 inches.
Did you touch something in there that I gotta fix?
Oh,
What's going on?
I didn't touch anything. That's Tom's department.
You said something with the screen. What happened?
I was just joking. I said you should raise the screens up another 3 inches.
Okay, that's me. I'm Tom Martino, along with Deputy D, Deputy Bo, and I have a special guest, Barry Miller. And I love talking about great people like John Fuller. Remember, John Fuller, he filled in, did a great job, and we will have him as our third chair. We love him, along with Dimitri. And if you need any help with personal injury, it's 303-597-4500. The only guy that'll give you a cell phone, you can call or text at any time, 597-4500. And if you ever have a problem, you can always call us. Now, you can call us 24/7, and we'll get back to you if you call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Barry Miller, people were landlords for income, tax benefits, and equity. Now, mostly equity, but even with equity, you have to be careful. So what gave you the brainchild of Vestera, and why? In other words, did you just one day wake up and say, I think people should be landlords? Seriously, what's the gig?
Yeah, my gig is I was back at my hometown for a high school reunion with friends, and their son and his business partner, insurance guys. 2 insurance guys said, hey, Barry, we know you built the national network of buyer agents. We have a lot of our customers who have money they want to invest it in real estate. And we thought of you. And I thought, okay, what are you looking at? Well, they want to do rentals and they don't want to have hands-on. And that was it, Tom. From then, I put it together. I researched the country and put it together so that, the people become landlords, but they don't have to do the work, because we cover that for them by finding top property managers and overseeing those property managers on behalf of our customers.
Okay, so basically, people, I have a text. Is he grouping owners together? See, people sometimes misunderstand it. When you call Vestera and say, I want to be part of the program, you're not a partnership. They help you buy a home for yourself. They own the home, lock, stock, and barrel.
The consumer owns the home, lock, stock, and barrel.
Okay, so Joe Smith owns the home. And then what?
We oversee everything. We find the buyer agents, we find insurance agents, we find property managers, we find 1031 intermediaries when they're doing the tax-free exchange, the closing companies, but we stay involved as hands-on professional nannies, you once called.
I love them. I love saying
and that's
nanny.
what we do, because we're there to hold their hand anytime they have any question. We find the best lenders and the best loans, but we are there as a teammate, but not a legal partner. They own the home outright, so they get all the proceeds from the home. We don't get that. We don't touch that. That's not what we do. We create that for them, so they have typically positive cash flow, or at least break even typically for the first year, and lots of equity gain. The top markets economically and real
But
estate
that's
in the country.
so the whole play
Research.
is to buy low, sell high.
Research.
Well,
So
first,
we could
to know
buy low
right.
and sell high and make money in between.
And the real thing is not necessarily, because their hold time's about 3 years. So the real deal is not just to own something for 3 years, but if you're in the program, if you're younger, let's say, in the program, you buy and you hold for about 2 or 3 years, maybe 3.5 years, and then 1031 into your next 2 properties.
2 properties, sell 1, buy 2.
Have people been able to do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then they stay in those, and then what?
Sell 2 and buy 4.
And they're all self-sustaining.
They're all self-sustaining. The requirement when the interest rate is just a tad lower than it is now, and with a new settlement today, worldwide I'm talking about, why the interest rates should be coming down. And as they come down, we'll have once again absolute positive cash flow in year 1 and higher gain in year 2, 3, and 4. Sell the properties. Now, Tom, many people get ready for retirement and tell me, you know, Barry, in 6 to 8 years, we want $5,000, $10,000, $12,000 a month in positive cash flow. Well, then we shift the program so they could have that cash flow. And we do that seminar coming up so people could find out how it works.
Hey, I've had, by the way, a lot of positive feedback from people who've purchased homes with you guys, and I've done 4 of them, and it's really cool. You just sit back and you don't really do anything. I mean, that's the real truth. That's in the beginning when you close, you got to sign papers and all that. They do the closing right at your house. Anyway, that is a way people like to make money, being landlords. Other way, what are other ways people like to make? People like to have side gigs of all kinds. I mean, that's one of the biggest things now since COVID. I think a lot of people have been doing, trying to make money elsewhere. Barry, the stats show that more than ever, people were studying for real estate. They want to be a real estate agent. They want to be a broker. And you have your own thoughts about the industry, about how basically it sucks. I mean,
well,
you think, no, I'm serious. You think a lot of people in the industry don't know what they're doing.
If 95% is a lot out of 100, yes, I do. They're not trained well. They don't get the license doesn't make them successful in sales. 95% of them who get a license don't succeed longer than 15 months. So there's something wrong with the management setup of that whole real estate industry that does not help consumers.
Okay. I am sending this to D, but D, this is one, I'm going to tell you, this is 1 out of 25, 24 were so positive, I'm not going to read them because they're going to just go to your head. And this is the one that wasn't positive.
Let's hear it.
No.
I have a very thick skin. Come on. That's going to be entertaining.
No, because I want, because all of them, not all, 25 to 1.
Wow.
Or 24 to 1.
It's not bad. That's
24 good ones.
That's great.
This one says, me and my wife, you really want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Me and my wife think Dimitri is annoying and disrespectful to guests. Now, I wasn't listening much, like constantly undermining them. Do you have any idea what they're talking about? What's the point of having experts when Dimitri knows everything and is always right and holy? Now, the reason I laugh about this,
funny.
Listen, I get criticized so much all the time. I mean, my life, first of all, I say, don't even go into media. Don't even bother if you can't take criticism. But I wonder what they're talking about, because I really, truly didn't listen that much. I couldn't. I was under the weather. But do you have anything come to mind? I mean,
what's wrong with being such an expert and always so holy? I mean, somebody's got to balance out Marc Mager during the show.
That's true. But he wasn't with you. John Fuller was. So do you recall any callers that you had to set straight?
No, I really don't. Now, I think what maybe that texter is referring to is that sometimes I do crack a joke, but it's not meant to be at the caller's expense. I'm just trying to introduce something a little bit funny and a little bit entertaining into our call. That doesn't mean that John and I or Mark and I or you and I are taking the call and the problem any less serious.
No,
right?
No.
This is, after all, called a show.
Right. And it is true. So anyway, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. If you're like many people, you're having a problem right now. I can't believe how many people I run into and say, Tom, what about this? What about that? What about this? What would you do here? What would you do there? And one of the biggest problems has been getting people to do a job properly after making payment. Now, remember what I just said, after making payment. So what's the moral? Don't make payment up front. Just don't do it. Don't do it. No, I mean, the best surgeons in the world don't require payment up front. You may say, well, they want insurance pre-authorization, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is this, seriously, there is no reason in the world big money has to be paid up front. When work begins, things are ordered, plans are made. These are indications of progress when you can make payments. But if I could sum up our problems, I would say the vast majority of people, they pay up front and then they're behind the eight ball, as we say, and they don't get what is promised. If you're sitting there right now, don't let it go. It's not going to get better. I know there's a lot of contractors sweet talking you, but what they do is they stall and stall and stall, and then you're screwed. You really are screwed. So be careful. By the way, speaking of great companies, Apple Air, that's Air with an E, AppleAir.com, founded by the Todd Terry and his sons and his wife, the whole family, the Terry family. And you want honesty and integrity and great prices. You want Apple Air Heating and Air, AppleAir.com.
Fabulous.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Ryan Schuling, Tom Martino, Michael Brown Reloaded, and Dan Kaplis. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we're still in good shape out here. The volume is very light. Everything's been kind of taken care of that we had earlier on the freeways. 225 in from Parker, just a little bit of traffic. 270 west coming up out of Commerce City, that's up near Vasquez. Slightly slow on I-70 west from Colorado over to Brighton. I-25 looks to be pretty much at the posted speed limit. Way down to the southeast corner along Parker at Hilltop. Got a crash just coming in. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
President Trump can't book artists for the Freedom 250 event, which makes you wonder, where have all the conservative artists gone? This week on Red Pilled America, we answer that question by investigating why they disappeared. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
DiscountBath.com. The words say it all. The name of the company says it all. You know, Chris and his team love providing discounts, and they say they will beat any price because they give the best values when you compare apples with apples, or in this case, toilets with toilets, showers with showers. They have walk-in showers starting at $9,888. Beautiful custom walk-in showers. They also do complete baths, partial baths, Jack and Jill baths, primary baths. You used to call master bath. I guess you can't anymore. But anyway, discountbath.com. Call. They do all of the planning, the talking, the estimating, the pricing, all free of charge with no obligation. 720-979-2322. 720-979-2322. Discountbath.com.
You. So, are the planets?
Dimitri, did you have a shared login to the scripts?
Yes,
good.
that's
Okay.
Marquis.
You still have it.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure everything's in place, and I just texted John.
There's a line. There's poles. Yes. And there's I said, are the planets on that? And they're all within about 5 degrees of the sun's thing. Huh. So there I am laying in bed last night, like. That was almost midnight. I go, hey, Grok. Huh. I mean, it's good. See, you're making cheese sauce.
So good. Tom, did you get some criticism on John Fuller?
No, I didn't get. I actually did not. I didn't get good or bad actually on him. I got good on the team.
Comes out too thick, like a big chunk.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't recall anything. This person, I don't recall anything bad he said. He was the kindest person. He was kind.
Who, Fuller?
Dimitri.
Dimitri did a good job.
First time I did
Thank you, Bo. It's very kind of you to exaggerate like that.
I'm sorry. Oh, Edward, what can we help you out with? About Starlink? Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I got you. I'll just put you on a brief hold. We are on a small break, so I am just going to put you on that hold if you don't mind waiting, okay? Okay, perfect. Hang on tight.
How can SpaceX be up $18 today?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
They are.
That's the hype. The people that didn't get in, now they're doing it. So
Supply and demand.
What's that?
Supply and demand.
I mean,
they want in.
But how do you ever meet that valuation with income?
We'll see.
You put humans on Mars.
Yeah, he's in for Wednesday. Dimitri.
Who?
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Who? Elon?
Fuller. He says as long as Dimitri's not there.
No, Shannon.
As long as oh, that was mean.
I'll be there. That's great. Who's our guest? Do you know?
Oh, let me look.
Who cares? You guys are great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fuller's coming in Wednesday. I'll be here.
Let me see.
It really was entirely not horrible having you guys.
Discount Beth.
Oh, Discount Beth. That's great.
Chris.
Super nice guy.
I better put that in the show calendar that I'm out.
Great. Then I can talk with him on Wednesday about my idea for a urinal sink.
Where in the van?
No, right there in
you're saving time.
In the control room.
Oh yeah, he's so busy he can't leave.
Shannon, what is that room called where you work?
Control room?
It is called the control room?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was called the
You wouldn't
bathroom.
think that in that I'm out of control.
Yeah, I thought it was called the bathroom.
Or you might be thinking of Get Smart. Control and Chaos.
Oh,
God, that was great. God,
excellent. Get Smart reference.
Oh.
Remember what car he drove?
Many of them, but Opal was my favorite. Here we go.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Edward, what's going on? By the way, Starlink or SpaceX, it's actually SpaceX, the IPO, right?
SpaceX was the IPO.
Yeah, and it's up $18, I hear. Edward, what's happening with you?
I'm just kind of curious. I've been looking at Starlink for a internet provider, and I was wondering what the pros and cons are because I heard that Mark has it, but it also sounds like he has a backup as well.
Yeah,
so
he
is
does.
that something that
He
is
does.
worth it to have two providers?
I don't think you need two providers. It's pretty damn reliable. I know a lot of people who have it with no backup. It's their primary source. But I don't know where this notion came in. You had to have a backup. But Mark's out in the country. I guess he also uses his to travel in his motorhome, I think. So he might just have one at the house because of his regular broadband along with Starlink. But Starlink can absolutely be your primary source. Absolutely. And there's very little latency, which is amazing. Latency is delay, and there's very little delay with Starlink. What are you using now?
A company out of Nebraska called Allo Fiber.
Oh, really? And is it actual fiber to your home?
Yeah, correct. I've been paying like $111 a month, and I was looking at some of the plans from Starlink, and they're ranging anywhere between 85 to 55. So
right.
That seems like a little bit easier on my wallet.
It is. Here's the good part about Starlink. There's no long-term commitment. The equipment's not expensive, so you can always get it. And if you decide you don't want to use it, I mean, truly, you're not. It's not a big commitment. It's just not. Have you guys heard any Bo or D? Have you heard any feedback on Starlink?
No, I mean, surprisingly, I've heard nothing but positive feedback about it.
I've never even heard people need backup, as a matter of fact. Did anyone, other than hearing Mark, did you hear about anyone else, Edward, who said they had Starlink? Is he there?
I haven't heard. Yeah, none of my colleagues or friends have Starlink. So honestly, the only thing I heard is from what Mark has been saying about Starlink and yourself, obviously.
Yeah.
About Starlink. So
yeah, and by the way, I just
as far as my research is
yeah,
gone.
yeah, good. You're gonna love it. And as an aside, I have a friend who has a portable unit that took it up in the helicopter and it worked the entire time. I had broadband flying in a helicopter around Denver, which is, I mean, think about that high-speed internet.
And weren't you broadcasting video live?
Yeah, but I didn't do that. Okay, yeah, I did that once through Starlink, but most of the time when I did my video, it was cell phone.
Yeah. And what does this cost? What is Star? I've heard it was very reasonably priced, but I really don't know if it's like $60 or 160 a month.
I think is the caller still on? As far as the monthly plan, I'm not sure because I never, I just looked it up here. About $80 a month for the highest speeds. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's $55 for 100.
That's for basic for 100.
50.
Yeah.
And then 85 for 100, and then I think it's like $100 and $1.50 for 200.
They said for $80 you get speeds. You can get 200 megabits.
Is that enough to watch a movie on Tubi or Netflix or something? Is that sufficient?
Oh my God, yes. The lowest speed is fast enough for anything. The lowest speed they have is fast enough for anything. But 200 megabits is for $80, man. You can't beat that. And the mobile roam plans start at 55. And I'm not sure if you can get the higher speed on the mobile ones. But as Dimitri said, we were able to do live video from a helicopter with the portable unit. And I think Mark has the portable unit. Again, though, residential 100 megabits per second has been pretty standard. People are getting that mostly, but a lot of residential people who do a lot of streaming, video calls, conferencing, and business. But you can even get 400 megabits for $130. I mean, that's like a factory. I mean, you could run a server with 400 megabits and you're paying $130 a month. That's the top tier maximum speed and performance. So I don't see how you go wrong. And you don't change hardware. That's what I love. So if you start out with one plan, you want to downsize or upsize, you don't have to change your except when you go mobile, you have to have a mobile unit. But really, there's not much difference between mobile and stationary. As far as roaming plans, and I don't know what they mean by roaming plans for travel and RVs, they have like 100 gigabytes, $55 for occasional traveling and camping, and 300 gigabytes, which is really less, way less than the others. I don't know why couldn't you get a residential plan and then put it in a motorhome? I wonder what would happen if they go by zip code or something. I don't know why. And because I used to do dish on a motorhome back in the day, and I would use a regular dish, right? I'm not talking about the big dish. I'm talking about a C-band. And it was a little dome on the top of my motorhome, and it would track down the road, or when you got to a motorhome park, it would lock into a satellite. But I had a regular residential plan, and I just used my residential plan, and it never went dark, and I never used a mobile plan. So I'm not sure if anybody can tell us on that. I'd love to know. Renee, you have a comment. You have Starlink. Go ahead, Renee. Tell me about it.
I have had Starlink since everybody was on the waiting list, and they've raised it maybe once. I can run 2 Xboxes. My son can play Xbox Live and no lag. So It's just absolutely reliable. I have nothing bad to say about it. It's never gone out. They even sent me a Starlink Mini for free.
Wow. Now, can you take that Mini and what if you put it in your car or went somewhere camping or something? Would it work or do you need another plan for that?
Well, I haven't actually activated it yet, so it's still sitting in the box. But I don't pay for it until I use it, is my understanding of it.
Okay, thank you, Renee. And Tony has a comment on Starlink. Go ahead, Tony. What's happening?
Hey, Tom. How you doing, man? I'm a
Good.
long-time listener, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Good
Thank
to
you.
talk to you. I appreciate what you do. To help a lot of people, man.
Thanks.
I was calling to let you know I'm from Colorado. Moved up here to Wyoming. I'm in Central Eastern Wyoming right now. And back in 21, we put a Starlink on our house because our provider in town didn't carry out that far
Right.
in the country.
Right.
And we put Starlink on the house. Phenomenal. The only problem I had getting used to was, I'm a bit older, so I like talking to customer service.
Oh.
Everything's online with them.
Okay. Right.
It's getting used to. But the only problem I've had over the past 5.5 years I've been out there is one hailstorm destroyed our dish on top of our house. And
you mean that little plastic thing was destroyed? I heard they were pretty hardy. It must have been big hail that hit it.
It was. It's been through Wyoming wind and sunbeat and cold weather and everything else without any fail. Great connection, great service. And even on that note, though, by the time I got through to customer service to send them an email, how I was I didn't have good comms, they noticed that and I already had one en route sent one to me. So 2 days later, I had a new dish put on my house.
Oh, but hold on. When you had a new one put on their dime, or did you pay for it?
Nope, it was 100% covered.
Wow. Does that come with every Starlink?
I believe it does. I mean, I started out at $100 a month fee, which I thought was pretty steep compared to the rural ones.
Yeah.
But then 3 years ago, they lowered it to $90. And like your last caller said, I received a Starlink Mini, a personal one. It's a small little, about the size of my hand.
Yeah.
And I plug it in I put it on top of my truck when I'm outside fishing in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I plug it into my cigarette lighter, and I got power, and I got Wi-Fi.
Cool. Thank you very much for calling. Now we have to take this. Renew Home Innovations, by the way, Italian porcelain showers. You've never seen anything more beautiful. Italian porcelain walk-in custom showers. And here's the real deal. 1 or 2 days to put in, sometimes 3 if it's elaborate, but you get a year to pay. No interest, no payments. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
Okay.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we're still in good shape out here. The volume is very light. Everything's been kind of taken care of that we had earlier on the freeways.
Starlink is the bomb, man.
It's a little bit of traffic.
I had no idea.
270 West coming up out of Commerce City.
I use Verizon.
Vasquez. Slightly
and it's
slow,
like
I-70 West
wired, right into your building.
I-25
No, it's that G5 system that they use to relay cell calls on your, using your electricity.
With traffic, I'm Jonathan.
But it only costs $25
This report is sponsored by the Rogue Recap with Linda McLaughlin.
Hey, if you're looking for news you can't get anywhere else, then you're a lot like me. I started the Rogue Recap because I wanted to talk about things I just wasn't hearing. So join me on my podcast, Rogue Recap with Linda McLaughlin, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Can't wait to see you there.
Hey, the name says it all. Fix It 24/7. They come to your house with an eye on fixing and maintaining and helping you, but they also have free second opinions if you ever have to replace anything. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. And right now, $39 will get you an AC refurbishment. If it's not working in tip-top shape, they can get it. They will refurbish the entire system, just $39. I'm talking taking it down by part, putting it all back together with a no breakdown guarantee for new customers. They want to impress you. They've impressed me. Give them a chance. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
Yep.
And Shannon, I don't want a pat on the back, okay? You can pat me somewhere else.
I know you'd prefer a pat on the front.
But I will say you have to give me a little kudos on trying to stay on clock.
Yeah.
This one was late, but the others were right on time.
No, whatever cocktail of medication you're on now, you've nailed it.
Thank you.
You bet. You know, occasionally Costco is giving away that damn Starlink equipment. $80, $100 for a residential.
People want to know how it would
work. Just to know what he has done for porn in the Amazon, I'm so proud.
Use Starlink on a United Airlines regional jet to Salt Lake City, and it was amazingly fast. Wow.
Like brought it in the airplane with him?
I don't know. I mean, what the frick? Maybe on the window? Because usually they don't allow anything on the electronic.
That's wild.
In 2 years, they've only had one outage, they say. Wait, the cam is up. What are they talking about? The cam is up. So somebody said, YouTube morons, what does that guy mean, bring up my cam?
Yeah, I see it. Everything. We're all there.
Yeah, we're all there. I don't know who's saying bring up the cam. Now, who is trouble? Don't tell me Mark. Mark can't possibly be tuning in on vacation. Leave it alone. Have a good time.
Wait, Mark is commenting?
Well, I'm not on that channel. That must be Mark or Sue's. What the hell? I know I wouldn't be on a cruise on this thing.
What's Bo doing in there? Looks like he's making a sandwich. What's he doing?
I'm rearranging my iPad. I'm making three.
Wait, Mark. Oh, wait. He means Mark's cam. Let me see if there. I didn't know he had one. Let me check. Does Mark have a cam? Hold on. Let me get it up if he's there. Side by side. No, there's no camera for him. I'm looking. I'm not getting any remote from him. So no, there is no Mark cam. I would bring it up, but nothing's there. Nothing's there. YouTube morons, there's no cam there. I would take it.
Here you go.
On the free iHeartRadio app.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Hey, speaking of real estate, Frank Duran, therealestatemad.com will do a valuation of your home to see what it will sell for. Frank Duran is one of the few realtors that do it right, man. If you want someone to buy or sell your real estate, you won't do better than Frank. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, complimentary service. He'll tell you what your house will sell for, what you'll net, what you can afford to buy, all free of charge. 303-920-1622. Okay, get your calls in on any topic. We're going into a news break, but we'll take your calls at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Barry Miller's with us from Vestera Turnkey. Barry, what do you think the barrier to entry is when it comes to Vestera? Vestera is a program that helps you acquire a home in a hot rental market and a good economy for equity growth. What would be a barrier to entry? You have to have credit, right? Obviously.
Yeah, you have to have credit to get a loan or a lot of cash.
But don't they have these new loans that go buy the house itself?
Yes, it's called a DSCR loan. It's debt service, a covered ratio, if you will. The home must have positive cash flow to cover the mortgage, the taxes, the insurance, and the small HOA fee if there is one.
Barry, how do you know, if you haven't even bought the home, how do you know what the cash flow is if it's not already a rental?
Very easily.
They assume it, right?
No, appraisers.
Okay.
Appraisers determine what the market rent is by knowledge. They have all the facts, and appraisers say what the rent is, and that's what the lender uses.
Oh, I had no idea that was even possible. So this loan, from the time you apply, provided the numbers make sense, from the time you apply until you get a check, roughly speaking, how long does that take? Not, I wouldn't get the check, but until they're ready to pay.
I can tell you as a customer.
Oh, really? Okay.
It was 3 weeks.
I was going to say it's weeks.
That's it?
I had 3 weeks. I filled out the app, okay? And then this guy contacts me that Barry found him. He calls me. He says, this is what I need. I did everything by email. 3 weeks later, he was ready to close with it.
That's amazing. And then, so Barry, I've been meaning to ask you about this program. If it's a rental property, then you can depreciate the house, right?
Yes.
So how does that work in your program?
That's a good question because I haven't gotten to that point yet. Do you encourage depreciation or not?
No, we encourage, yes and no. We encourage people to talk to their CPA, their accountant, because you could take accelerated depreciation, then you have to give some of that back when you sell the property.
Right.
You may not want to do that. So that's a tax situation, and I refer people to the experts, the CPA or tax accountant.
But it's still possible. So for those investors who can benefit from the depreciation of a rental property, they can do it just like they would with a house they went out and bought in Castle Rock.
When we talk about our customers, we've had no customers having backward years since 2019 when we reactivated the company. Forward positive making years. Most of them making between 25 and 40%, and that's not counting depreciation.
That's amazing.
All right, I'm Tom Martino. This is the Troubleshooter Show, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. We were talking about Starlink. If you have any questions you have on any consumer issue or a problem, call us at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Thank you. Because there's a lot of influences. So that, you got your regular American stuff. He's Greek family's influence, Sam Armitage. And then obviously you got every kind of Mexican in the kitchen cooking stuff, and they're all going to have input, It's true. And so there was a gazillion things on that damn menu. And I usually have the 6-egg omelet or the
I have to call the lender, a friendly lender, Sean.
Big. So am I.
Right now.
He does a good job.
And it's a breeze.
Hey, I'm going to turn the mic off for a minute.
You're going to need a to-go box? I might need an extra sandwich, but yeah, no. Wow. So I love doing that. But, well, I'm sorry you hadn't heard of it. And it's funny, Sam's number 3, you're going with poop jokes. I get it. Their other location is in Glendale. They used to have one in Aurora, up Hampton when it turns into Havana. Have you ever? Hampton, Havana, near the dam. They're gone now, so who cares? As a matter of fact, everybody's like, oh my God, why are you closing? There's a waiting list to get in here to get a fucking omelet.
What's that, Shannon?
Property, so we're losing money. We're not losing money, but we're not making money.
What restaurant are you talking about?
You can tell Bo if you want. I don't want to give away your restaurant.
Oh, well, it's out of business, isn't it?
What? Sam's number 3?
Oh, I've been there. It's still operating. I thought you said it was out of business.
Well, no, they closed the one in Aurora because they didn't own the land and they.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Were not making as much money as they wanted.
You mean over there by Kennedy Golf Course?
Yep.
They closed that?
Yep.
They didn't. I figured.
Former Coco's. It was a Coco's 1,000 years ago.
I figured they'd own that. They've been there long. I figured they'd own the land and the building.
Oh, no, they did not.
Well, that place, like you said, it's busy.
Packed. Friggin' waiting list to get.
So what was the reason? The landlord raised the rent, or?
Well, and they just didn't own the land. They wanted to own the building and the land.
I don't blame them.
They were paying. I mean, whatever it is, you're losing money by not. That was the great thing about Ray Kroc. He went in and bought land to put McDonald's on, and that's why they made, I don't know, $8
Did he buy them? I thought he leased them all. That's because he was able. Then he was able to pour all the money back into the business. But maybe.
Well, that's because they bought. That was a huge part of that movie with the founder.
That was a great movie. I watched that movie 3 times. Oh my God,
is it awesome? Oh, so good. He kind of grosses you out a little bit because he is a slimy used car salesman.
Yeah, he was a milkshake. I didn't know he was a milkshake salesman. Hamilton Beach milkshake.
Was it even a brand name? Maybe.
I thought it was Hamilton Beach.
And
the reason he went there is because that McDonald's operator wanted 6 of them, and that was a big sale for him.
I was just going to say the best part of that damn movie is we need 6 of those. You don't mean 6. You mean 1, right? No, 6. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got to see what's going on out there. And he goes, and there's a line to buy nickel hamburgers.
Nickels, right?
Yep.
But wasn't that cold-blooded of him? He took all the stores from those founders, and then he left them one store, and then five or 6 years later, he took the name, the Golden Arches.
God, just great. Great.
He was ruthless.
Here I sit turning on you jackasses' microphones when I could be out there screwing some family out of their fortune. Yeah. What am I doing?
He gave them $1 million, which I think in the 60s was quite a bit of money.
Hell of a lot of money.
But they didn't have a choice. They should have just partnered up.
Just like the Winklevoss twins, right?
I don't know. Who the hell are they?
They started Facebook.
Oh, they did? I thought it was that
that's what you'd think. But he beat the shit out of them.
In the college dorms. That was they were studying. They were figuring that out in the dorms.
Yeah, they're the ones that kind of
made it up. And then he kind of just spearheaded it.
On.
Now they sued too, didn't they? And got a big check out of him.
Oh, a huge ass check. Yeah, and part of it was. So initially not in Bitcoin, but they took a lot of their payout from, it's not Bezos. Who the hell runs Facebook?
Zuckerberg.
Jeff.
They took a lot of that Zuckerberg money and bought Bitcoin, and now they're worth like $500 billion or whatever.
I'll be damned. I didn't know that.
Something good. I mean, several $100 million each.
Yeah. I didn't know Ray Kroc owned the land of all these McDonald's. He must. But that is a good business.
I swear that was part of the deal.
Yeah.
Because at least in like those initial, couple hundred locations, the key was the land.
Did you know this, Shannon? My friend was looking at buying into McDonald's back like in the 90s. It was like $1.5 million to get into one. Now they're reasonable now. They're like you can get into one for $400,000.
Yeah, okay.
They dropped the price. But
I thought it was still sniffing a mill. That you at least needed to be worth.
You got to have excellent credit. You got to have. But what I've always thought, if you had that kind of money, you're like buying. I have a friend that bought a couple of Wendy's in Brighton, and he was pretty wealthy. But the Wendy's franchise makes him come into the store and work it. And I said, well, John, why are you buying a job? I mean, you could retire, but and Wendy's, they make you come into the store and work it.
Yeah.
I don't know if McDonald's does.
Well, you wouldn't know it to look at them, but Dragon's family had a bunch of Subways.
Right.
I remember you told me that.
Did you imagine that beard net now? Oh, my God.
Did they own them all in Colorado?
Uh-huh. So he grew up slicing, 11-inch foot-long loaves.
They sold out.
It's a lie. So to put a bow on this thing, Sam's number 3 is one of the greatest restaurants ever. And there's 2 locations, one in Glendale at the site of the former Sam Taylor's Barbecue.
Oh, Sam
across
Taylor.
From the King Soopers there.
Yeah.
And the other's down near the DCPA somewhere.
Oh. They're Greeks, aren't they?
Very. Yeah. Sam Armitage and his 2 brothers run the thing now. Hey, here we go.
45 years strong, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK is our number, 303-713-8255. Gravina's has the greatest selection of windows, 50 brands, 950 West Evans. Gravina's, a family tradition, started 65 years ago now, run by Nick, the grandson. Great company. Windows, siding, and doors. Gravinas.com or 303-GRAVINA. 303-GRAVINA. Barry Miller's with us today from Vestera Turnkey. We're talking a little bit about real estate in general and Vestera Turnkey, the system for becoming a landlord. And again, interest rates put a little crinkle in the wrinkle, or a little wrinkle in the crinkle when it comes to anybody being a landlord. But they do research around the country. He loves to tout research in order to find the best places to buy rentals. If you have a question on Vestera Turnkey, on rentals, or on anything, you can call 303 Martino, 303-627-8466, or you can call 303-713-TALK. That's 303-713-8255. And we'll talk anything. Don't let problems fester. The longer you sit on them, the worse they're going to be. If you need advice before getting into a transaction, that's even better. Okay, so you can call and we'll talk about it. There's almost nothing we haven't heard about, or there's almost no one around that we can't call for expertise. So welcome. Now, as far as Vestera Turnkey, we're talking about real estate in general, we're talking about Vestera Turnkey, we're talking about interest rates. Interest rates have to have an impact on your business, Barry, because people buy in order to hold and then to sell. But they don't want to have too much of a negative. And when it comes to rentals, with the interest rates the way they are people able to break even at least in the markets that you select?
Almost all the time. Almost all the time means over 80% of our customers have neutral or positive. It may be small, $50, $60, $100 a month, positive cash flow in the first year. Tom, the interest rates have not hurt us much at all. Why? Because the interest rates for investors are around 7 or a little under 7%. When they got to 7.5%, that's where it turned just a little negative. But I had customers saying, Barry, with all the gains we're making, we'll take $100 negative. And I said, you will? And most of my customers said yes. And so I changed and altered and we only allow a very small negative cash flow, but 80% of our customers have a positive cash flow from day one.
And as far as hold time, 3 years, if they do want out and and they don't want to do a 1031. They can do that too.
Anytime they have to pay taxes.
Yeah, of course.
And it's 30% capital gains in Colorado.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
No,
but
it's not terrible. It's just a lot of money, but that people say, well, can I avoid it? Yes, but only temporarily. You have to keep moving it forward. But you don't pay on the tax you saved. It is true savings in your life. Big time.
And Barry, you can't really get away from capital gains no matter what your investment vehicle is, right?
Not quite true. Not quite true.
Really?
Meet a lady, I do not know her by name, but our 1031 intermediary expert shared this with me. She was smart, a young age. Now, she was a single lady. She ended up having 5 investment properties in the metro area by design. And she said, when I get older, you know how the tax laws.
You're going to tell us what she did?
She moved in it. Lived in it for 3 years, made it her primary residence.
And then does it again and again and again.
Yeah, I think Tom was telling me that there are actually remodeling contractors that do that.
They do fix and flips and never pay capital gains.
They spent their whole life without paying
with no taxes. No taxes. Hold on, let me take Steve real quick. You're right, Dimitri. That is a strategy I know people actually doing. I know they're actually doing it. Steve, what is your question on a ticket? Steve. Okay. Do we not have him? Talk to me.
Can you hear me now?
There. Really, yeah, I can. I can hear you, Steve. Go ahead, sir.
So my brother-in-law came up here to Colorado from Texas. I loaned him my pickup. I've got an express ticket in the windshield. Anyway, he crossed the 2 white lines where it posts that there's a fine.
Oh, yeah. Tom, does that sound familiar?
I know, 2 solid lines. It happens, man. It happened to me. I just don't believe. You have to be a rocket scientist to take those directions. I think they put them there to trick you. There's only a certain spot you can go in and out, even if you're willing to pay.
Yes.
Do you understand? If you're willing to pay for the express and you go in and go under that toll, you'll still be penalized if you didn't go in the right place.
Yes, I do understand that. That's not very difficult. I don't think you have to be
difficult.
I don't think you have to be a riot.
When you're driving along, those dotted things, they don't. Here's what people assume. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's the express. I want to get in the express. And they get in there and they do go under the toll thing and pay their toll. So it's not like they're cheating, but because they did not enter properly, that's the kind of ticket I think is wrong. Not the one where you hop out before the toll reader. It's the one where you hop in because you realize you didn't take the entrance, right? You didn't get in the proper spot, but you're willing to pay, so you go in. Now, somehow you were recorded going into that lane illegally, but you still paid the toll for that lane. And so what difference does it make where you entered? I don't know. Anyway, what happened?
Well, so here's my problem. I got a $75 ticket for that, but I wasn't driving the truck.
Right.
So I told my wife, said, well, I'm not paying that ticket because I didn't create that infraction.
Right.
So
I think you're right, by the way. Because didn't they ask who was driving, or did they ask if it's you or something like that?
Well, I got online. I posted a complaint, told them that I had loaned the vehicle to my brother-in-law from Texas. I was not in the vehicle. And my wife said that she looked at the response, several days later, and they basically said, we don't care who's driving the vehicle. It was your vehicle. But I come back to, why am I responsible for somebody else? That's like somebody robbing a bank, but they borrowed my shirt.
You're right. Or your car, or anything. Right. Why would you be responsible? I don't see how you can be, because you didn't commit the infraction. I agree with you, Steve. Did they really say it doesn't matter who was driving?
Yep. They said that it was my vehicle and I'm responsible for my vehicle.
That's an interesting take. But
I'm wondering,
do they have a hearing? Can you take a hearing? It's not automatic. I know that if you don't pay it, that don't they take you to court and then you can tell your story, or not?
Well,
but
not by default.
I mean,
you have
they
to.
got me over.
You have to request a hearing.
Barrel on that one.
I thought
but even if I take the hearing,
the ticket's like a summons.
I work for a living.
No, you see, this isn't like a regular traffic ticket you get from a policeman.
But
it's a quasi-governmental authority.
I get it, but it is an accusation.
It's an accusation,
and then it becomes solid if you pay it. But I do believe you're entitled to.
I guarantee you can get a hearing. The problem is it's in their so-called courtroom with their so-called hearing judge or hearing officer who's an employee of the E470 authority or whichever authority issued this ticket, and that person knows that if he or she starts ruling in front of in the favor of the consumer, he or she is going to be looking for a different job pretty soon. So the question for our caller is, have you been able to request a hearing, and if so, is there one that's going to be? Because I'm going to go.
Like on the ticket, does it say anything about requesting a hearing?
Yep.
And okay,
so I can request a hearing,
but I know your argument that you work. I get that, but yeah, that's part of being an American. I swear to God, to fight a speeding ticket, a parking ticket, even a parking referee takes time. It's a pain in the ass. But you can't just say I'm not paying it without at least putting up an argument, and to put up an argument is going to take time.
Well, Tom, let's see what Steve has to say about this. So, Steve. So are you going to request a hearing, or you just don't want to take the time off work? What do you think? What do you want to do next?
Well, that's what I was calling into you guys for, to see what kind of recourse there is.
I would do the hearing. Like I want to know. I want to know if that's their stance. I want to know if that is their stance. We should call them. They should have someone that will talk to us about it.
Tom, what about this? How about Steve schedules a hearing and invites me? I want to go along with it. And then when I come back, I'll
just be careful. Be careful when you go. You whisper in his ear, but don't give him legal.
Oh, no. I don't want to go to help him. I want to see what the process is like. And then the next day I can show up at the show here and tell you what kind of a fair hearing, if any, Steve got and what the results are.
I have a suggestion for Steve, Tom.
Yeah.
Steve, it might save you a lot of aggravation and time if you get your brother or brother-in-law to send you the money for the ticket. But he caused the infraction. He should be responsible.
You're right. But, that's a separate issue, right?
Yeah, total separate, right. But should we... I don't believe we should be responsible for our vehicles. Do you?
No. Well, to a certain extent. If you loan your vehicle to somebody who's not a good driver or an unlicensed driver and they crash, then, yeah, I think that some responsibility for that is going to extend to you for giving your vehicle to an unqualified driver. This is a different story, however. So, Steve,
what do you mean
the guy didn't kill anybody with Steve's. Yeah. The guy just crossed the double whites or double yellows. And I want to go to the hearing because I want to see what this process is like. I
looked this up on the Colorado Department of Transportation. Mm-hmm. It says the registered owner is initially responsible for the notice, even if someone else was driving the vehicle. The violation is mailed to the registered owner. And then it says, and then there's a Q&A. However, whether you transfer liability depends on the type of notice. If it's an express lane toll or civil penalty notice, Colorado generally starts with the registered owner as a liable party. Many camera-based enforcement programs have a process to dispute it. Now, this is what we're talking about, the notice, and identify another driver. But the exact procedure depends on the violation, and it's outlined on the violation. So you would have to name another driver, I believe. So you'd have to say, hey, I wasn't driving, this guy was.
Yeah. So Steve, in your initial dispute, in response to which you just got this letter you mentioned, did you rat out your brother-in-law?
No.
Oh, okay. However, I don't think that's what pins the ultimate responsibility onto Steve. Let's go to the hearing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if he was driving or his wife was driving. They were both in the vehicle, and
yeah, that's a really good.
Know who was driving.
Really good
Maybe
excuse.
Steve, why don't you ask who was driving and have your brother send a check?
Yeah, but that's a separate issue.
By the way, and I need to know: was this crossing the double lines, getting in or getting out? That makes a difference.
I don't know. They didn't tell me that they did it. I just got the ticket.
Let's go.
And And they showed a picture of my truck, and when my wife showed it to me, I said, that can't be my truck. I haven't driven that truck in a month. And then I remembered that I loaned it to my brother-in-law. But so
okay,
to me,
here I looked up some court precedent.
I
looked up some court precedent, and it said that I was not driving the vehicle at the time of violation as a reason does not dismiss civil penalties. The camera system issues a civil penalty based on the registered owner, not the driver. CDOT states that violations go to the registered owner and must be paid or it stays on the vehicle. Now, I've never heard of that before. Truly, I haven't. I've always heard that it was the person that does the violation, but they say when it's not a traffic but a civil penalty, such as they specifically name a lane violation, that it goes to the registered owner. But I don't know. I mean, and this is according to expresslanesafety.com. And then you will remain responsible and in some other valid basis to challenge it. For example, the vehicle was stolen, the plate was misread, or you actually never did it. The fact that someone else was driving with permission will not get it dismissed. One thing I would check, it says here, nope, they're saying that in cases that people had hearings, they lost as well. So really, you should ask your brother-in-law who was driving and say, you incurred this ticket while driving my car, pay it. You're not responsible, I agree, but the state is not going to let you off the hook. And as you even said, it's going to cost you more time and trouble to fight it.
But Steve, hold on, because Becky is on the line. She went through this process and she might have some insights.
Yeah, Becky.
Hi, I did.
What do you think?
So you do have an opportunity. If you've never violated before, then you have an opportunity to file online on their website. If you disagree, then you can make a statement of why you disagree. And usually they'll let you out of it once. And then, of course, his brother-in-law does need to pay the ticket. He did the infraction. He needs to pay it. But they do bill the owner of the vehicle
first.
They don't care who was driving.
Okay.
Yes.
No, of course not. They want the $75. They don't care who was driving.
That's right. But mine ended up being, I had to pay 4 months of $75.
What?
Because they wouldn't let me out of it.
What do you mean 4 months of $75?
Yeah. What does that mean?
So they charged me a $350 fine.
For it sounds like you made 4 violations.
No, I made 1 violation, but I said, I'm going to make payments then. I'm not paying you $350 up front. So I paid $75 a month for 4 months. But they were not going to let me out of it.
Becky, the violation costs $75. That's what the ticket costs.
But if you don't pay it and you let it go, they charge you again and again and again.
But Tom, that can't be
it's like, don't let it lag.
That can't be just and proper. I mean, even credit cards can't do that to you.
It's not fair, but they have a picture. They say that's what I did when I was trying to avoid an accident on the highway.
Yeah.
So I wasn't trying to get in to use the lane, and I have a toll tag, but I wasn't trying to get in it to use it. I was avoiding an accident.
All right. Well, listen.
So I still had to pay for it, and then,
I get it. So, and she's saying
at least he can appeal.
And she's saying even if he appeals, the other driver is going to be charged. They want someone. They want blood. They're not just going to let it go. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show right after this.
Good work on that clock.
Sorry, man. Okay.
Don't be sorry. I just want to tease you.
Shut up, you asshole.
Yeah.
You asshole. 10 away. 10 away. Bill or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I will.
Bank financing to ask about. Make a great time to call 800-362-8370 or drhi.com.
Martino Capital, I started it because I did not like the financial advisement industry. So I started my own. I really did years ago. And then I decided to make it public for those who want direct portfolio management. It's this simple. We take each and every client individually, and we design portfolios for them, for their horizons, for their goals, and for everything that is important to them. Most every other advisor, you ask them if they're honest, they send it up the line to a large advisor and they collect a commission. And the large advisor puts you in a generic portfolio. We do not do that. A free review. You can always say no. 303-771-HELP, 771-4357, martinocapital.com.
So if you're on the board too, Tom, would you be a small advisor?
Oh, you're funny. You're
Shut
funny.
Up, little fella.
Now, here's the thing, man. That ticket situation doesn't seem fair, but okay, let me try something here.
One toke over the line, sweet Jesus. One toke over the double white line.
I think his brother-in-law should step up and pay for it.
Yeah. Well, that's where I am.
He's not the only one doing a double white line today.
I'd be pissed if my brother-in-law got me in a little trouble like that, and he doesn't know who is driving the van. Well, ask him.
Bo, do you know where I can buy a fake Rolex?
Do you want one?
Yeah, I want a Rolex President.
You want a fake one?
Yeah, because I don't want to pay $80,000 for a real one.
I think I've got one at the house. If I can find it, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, but you know what I'm looking. Thank you, Bo. But what I'm looking for is one of those super clones that takes an expert to tell apart.
Mine's not that. Mine's a little bit tarnished, so you can tell it's not real gold.
And besides,
But
his wrist isn't the only thing
this
it's
doesn't
been on.
fucking work anymore. God damn it.
Who do you want to impress, Dimitri?
All the ladies in Lodo.
Why is this son of a bitching link not working?
I just got your voicemail, Dimitri. I'll just call you after the show about that Secretary of State stuff, unless you want to tell me now.
No, let's just talk on the phone. It's
we'll talk after the show.
Yeah, let's do that.
I briefly sold cars for a while, which is the reason I'm going to go to hell. There's no other thing I could do. By the way, specifically Hondas in the 80s.
Oh,
the
wow.
XL model.
Oh, really? Like $3,900?
Oh, okay. And I was over near Fitzsimmons, and I was selling them to the poor Army kids over there, and they'd be crying by the time they finished the paperwork. It was awful. Because it was that deal where you'd throw their trade-in car keys on the roof, and go, you're leaving in a new car. Oh, my God, it was awful.
Oh, my God, you actually...
Oh, I got the link working. Talib, if you're listening, I got the link working now, so I'm going to get off it. It came up right away. So I got my camera on. I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to my camera link here. Look, guys. So I got my cell phone working. So if Mark is going to use this link, it just went out. Again. Okay, so if Mark uses that link, it should come back up again. I'm going to get off.
Is Mark trying to join from a cruise ship?
No, I mean, if the link is working, Talib, I did that one that I sent you is working.
Mark better not be joining from a cruise ship. Wait, I don't want to see that.
I just saw some video flash.
That was me.
Oh.
I was testing my cell phone there. But it is working. I just need him to use that link. Does he want me to text it to him? I definitely verified that link works. Is he getting text? Do we know? Is Marc Mager getting text?
Theoretically.
On a boat?
Yep.
He should be out
He's
having...
just not getting calls.
Yeah. He should be out drinking a pina colada rather than worrying about this outfit.
No. He and I were texting.
Okay, I just sent him the link, and that link should work, man. It really should. I had it working on my cell phone just now.
The thing I like about you, Tom, is that everything is a matter of national security. I appreciate that.
Well, I want to get it to work.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty cool.
That's what I said when I went
If we
to
can get him on a
Rocky
cruise
Mountain
ship.
Men's
Is he on the cruise ship right this minute? And if he is, why does he give a shit about a camera on the show?
He doesn't give a shit about the show when he's on the show.
Oh, my God.
That's mean.
Mark, are you hearing
That's
me?
mean.
Oh, my God, that's funny.
He's hearing every word.
Well, he's probably getting some semen on his poop deck. I mean, like naval seamen.
Oh man, he's just all over. This Shannon Scott's just all over it today.
Yeah. 30 minutes and I'm gone. Stand by.
Good.
Or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. So it seems like it's been a bone of contention that a lot of jurisdictions are holding registered owners responsible, I should say, for what's going on their car. If their car is used and it's used for a violation, they will hold you responsible even for the speeding tickets. And they make the drivers come in and dispute it. If the driver comes in on a speeding violation, they are allowed to get out of it if they offer up someone, because otherwise you're presumed guilty. This is like the only time this ever happens. But it says it is a big deal, and no one has ever done this as far as challenged it in the courts. They don't take the time to do it. I'm wondering what would happen if someone challenges. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You would have to say, look, I'm not driving. How could I be speeding? You can't hold the car responsible for speeding, but they do. Some have actually changed the law. They tried to change the law so it's a civil violation against the owner of the vehicle. So, but it just doesn't make sense to me. And I think if it was challenged, they would lose. Don't you?
Well, they did last summer. Remember, we actually had a lawyer that we interviewed during the show about a year ago who got one of those tickets for crossing the double line. And he lost the appeal, the online one. Then he also lost at the hearing. So he actually took them to court. He took them to district court and said, look, I've been charged and fined under the wrong statute, which was the toll evasion statute.
Something, didn't he? He won it.
He won. And because they charged him under the wrong law, they charged him for toll evasion. And his position, and it was the correct one, hey, I didn't invade the toll. Look, I paid the toll. You're just charging me for crossing the double line. And the highway authority lost that case. However, how many people have the wherewithal, the time, the experience, and the money to take the highway authority to actual real court and win? Now, at the time, this guy was actually considering a class action suit. I don't think anything ever came of that.
There's something needs to be done. Really, there is no real clarification of that right now. So it's like the Wild West. Barry, a real quick question. Someone wants to know what happens if a maintenance problem or something happens in the middle of the night in one of these houses. Who takes care of it?
Yes.
And this is Vestera Turnkey, by the way. Vestera Turnkey Wealth Builders, I think you're calling it now.
Vestera Turnkey Wealth Builders, that's more descriptive of who we are and what we do.
Yeah.
But we do, because when the customers give us the authority to take care of problems, we only will take authority up to $500.
Okay.
But that's the kind, we haven't had one of those calls in over a year. But
if it goes up to 500, you take care of it without bothering the owner.
Without bothering.
If it's more than that, you consult with the owner.
Yes.
Have you ever had to do capital calls? In other words, where the owner has to put money in other than the down payment?
Well,
I haven't.
Under 5% of the time.
In any of our houses, we haven't had to do that.
Over 120 properties, only 6 or 7 have had any kind of repair at all. And 3 of those were over $500. But we were involved anyway, and we got the quoted bid to fix it reduced by over 50%. Why? Because we know the business. We know that when one contractor says change the door, we said, no, look at the hinges, and all it needed was a new hinge and a 1-foot piece of wood. We take care of it all.
More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
All right.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, we had a grass fire on I-76 right at the I-25 interchange. They had to close actually both directions down. The fire is out, and they're just reopening, but a little bit of a delay in the area there, especially on the ramps. But the freeways are pretty light. Got a little bit of traffic out of the airport on Pena, running heavy back onto I-70. I-25 pretty much at the posted speed limit across the city. We're still dealing with some rock fall mitigation up in the high country over Vail Pass. We're going to see periodic backups there all the way up till Thursday. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by the Rogue Recap with Linda McLaughlin.
Hey, if you're looking for news you can't get anywhere else, then you're a lot like me. I started the Rogue Recap because I wanted to talk about things I just wasn't hearing. So join me on my podcast, Rogue Recap with Linda McLaughlin, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Can't wait to see you there.
Gravina's has the greatest windows. You know, Larry started that slogan. That is the son of the founder, and Nick carries on that tradition. When I say the greatest windows, they have 50 lines of windows. I've always said this, beware of a company with one product or service. That's all you're going to get. Gravina's has 50 lines. They have multiple lines of siding and doors as well. 950 West Evans, been in business for more than 65 years. They even trademarked the name. If you want quality, value, longevity, honesty, integrity, and great value, Gravinas.com. That's Gravinas.com or 303 Gravina.
Thank you.
Okay, I am not seeing the link. I sent it. I'm just not seeing it. And I'm trying to frick. I'm going to reinstate it and see. Just redo it. Talib, if you're listening, man, that link has worked rock solid. Unless two people try to get it on at the same time. If he did, I hope he turned off the link at home. That could be, even if the camera's disconnected, if he did not sever that link at home, it's tying up the link. Except I got mine to work, so he's probably not.
Are you winning this argument, Tom?
I did. No, I'm just asking Talib because he's the one that introduced me to this, what is it? Voodoo. Voodoo.
Well, there you go. That makes sense. Talib would be into voodoo. Golly.
Yeah, voodoo.
A pin doll. Pin doll looked like Shannon.
He's got.
Let's put pins into the Shannon Scott doll.
Just a hint of the bad guy from Live and Let Die. Remember the remember the remember the voodoo guy from Live and Let Die?
I do.
7 feet tall. No. And he was the actor who did the 7-Up commercials. The Uncola.
The Uncola.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he do that one movie where it was a perfume and he designed a perfume and he said it, oh, this stinks so good. And then they fired him over.
The bad guy from Live and Let Die.
Okay. Damn. I can get the link to work. I don't know.
Baron Samedi.
I got some questions for Barry, Tom.
Gotcha.
Barry
Who does your hair?
We want that to happen.
Hey, man, who cut your hair?
Don't be a meanie.
Hair.
Do not be a meanie.
I got one for Barry. What time do you leave your house to come do the show on Saturday?
Do you do it from home?
No, he doesn't do it from home. He does it from here, and he runs in while the show open is playing. Oh my gosh!
What the heck? Shannon's playing all that stuff. I gotta listen.
Yeah, you got all the time in the world, Barry.
8:06.
I got a comment.
Let her rip.
Who's your producer, Barry? You are?
Well, I'm his button monkey.
Well,
really? You work
occasionally, or that adorable
Zach?
little, what's his name? Yeah, Zach.
So Barry, are you on for 30 minutes or an hour?
Hour.
1 hour.
Nice.
Bo, act like you know some of this. Don't.
He doesn't have to.
Hanging.
I'm trying to make him talk.
It didn't hurt my feelings too much.
I'm not getting his camera, man. I'm just not
I'm
getting
going to be
it.
investing with Barry as soon as I get my frickin' tenants out.
Yeah, when are they leaving?
Let me refresh.
I guess I have too low a rent. They won't leave. You know, Barry, I'll have to tell you something after show. I'm getting sued by one tenant.
Oh,
come on, I'm going to let it
stay. And then Dimitri, they filed the papers.
Oh, really? Okay.
With the frickin' Ramos law firm.
Ramos?
Yeah,
Ram you.
the ultimate ambulance chaser, in my opinion.
Well, he is an attorney and a doctor, which makes him a Jewish grandmother's wet dream.
I see the link trying to connect.
Jewish ambulance.
I see it.
Chaser.
Talib, stop fucking with the show. We're trying to do something here. Here you go, Tom.
.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Dan, go ahead, Dan, with car buying. What's going on?
Well, I'm looking at purchasing a truck, private party sale. The seller sent a third party to meet me with the truck. They had the title pre-signed without, and they left the price blank for open for negotiation. We negotiated a price, but when I looked at the title, it had a transfer date of May of 26. The Carfax that I pulled showed the last title was August of 25. So that kind of raised the red flag for me. So I gave them a little deposit to hold the truck until I could get that figured out.
Okay, so I want to get this clear. I want to get it clear. You're saying that the Carfax shows the last title holder to be when?
August of 25.
August of 25, and it showed no transfer after that?
Correct. But the title shows May of 26, and
okay, but does it show the same owner that owned it in 25? Does it show the same owner in the 26 paperwork?
It doesn't say a name. It just says that there was a title transfer. I did call the DMV. They did clarify that there was a title transfer in May of 26.
Okay.
Give a name.
Okay. But you have to have a name because that transfer in 26 has to be transferred to you by that person.
Yeah, and that name is on the title.
Okay, you said there wasn't a name.
But
so there is a name to someone who owns it now, and it was transferred to that person in 2026.
Correct.
Okay, they're skipping title. What they did was they probably bought it from someone and they're reselling it, and they did not want to title it in their own name. So what they're doing is they're taking the title that was signed and passing it along to you and making money. So when you said the
title's in their name.
The title's in whose name?
The title's in the current owner's name. Their name is the only one on the title, and it's signed on the back in their name.
Except the person who is showing you this title is someone else.
Correct.
That someone else is the one who's skipping title. I can't guarantee it, but I have a very strong hunch that that person is trying to be a car broker without being a car broker. They have purchased this vehicle. They're holding the title in abeyance and transferring it directly to you. That original owner is not selling it to you. This guy is. And you know how you can tell? Here's how you can tell. Here's how you can tell. How does he want you to make payment?
Cash.
How do you know? Only. How do you know this guy has the authority to sell the car? How do you know it's not somebody who's just? And I'm not saying this is
right. Who found a title that was signed? I'm serious. I mean, that's a good question.
I mean, do you have any reason to believe this guy's kind of shady or weird or just kind of shifty or what?
So the title's in one name. The listing on Facebook Marketplace was another name, and then there was somebody else to meet me with the truck.
Oh, scam!
Supposedly related.
Stay away from this, man.
Thinking.
You got to stay away from this.
Away from this.
I think people are skip titling is when you, if I went out, let's say Dimitri had a car for sale, and I go to Dimitri and say, Dimitri, I want to buy that car. So I pay Dimitri, and he gives me a signed title. But he doesn't put my name in as the buyer. I take that title and I say, I'll fill it in later. And I go ahead and sell it to you. And then it looks like Dimitri is selling it to you. Actually, I am selling it to you, but I'm skipping title. It's called skipping title. And that's what's going on with you. And you might have two people skipping title.
Tom, I think I think this is worse. This isn't just mere title skipping.
What do you think?
Listen to this. The car is in one name. The Facebook ad, by the way, most of the fraud occurs on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, of course.
That's another name. And then the guy who wants cash is yet a third name.
Yeah.
How can this possibly, can you explain to anybody how this could become a legitimate deal?
Did you ask questions, Dan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah.
What did you ask? Specifically, what did you ask? The person presenting the car to you, they are the ones that wanted cash?
No, they were just there to show me the vehicle. The listing agent, let's just call him the listing agent, he said that he just wanted cash. I presented
and then wait, and you said, but you said, wait a minute, you want cash, but someone else owns the car. How do I know you will give this cash to the people that own the car? What did he say?
Apparently, they're business partners.
But how do you know that?
They told him.
Yeah, that's why this is a red flag.
What would happen if you paid cash to this guy, and this guy did not have authority to sell the car, and this guy is the owner of the vehicle, the one on the registration says you stole the car?
Yeah, I asked him to present a driver's license of the owner, and
that doesn't protect you either.
And what did they say?
I also asked them to have the owner call me. I asked them to meet me at the DMV. They said, no, let's save us both some time, and why don't you just go to the DMV and make sure that it was registered in 2026. I did that this morning. I just asked for the owner to call me. I haven't got a response back.
I don't know, man. This just smells. I mean, when there's so many red flags, it just smells. Is the car just a suspiciously good deal?
It is.
Oh!
It is, huh?
It is a suspiciously good
deal.
Needs
to run away.
You know, it seems fair.
But here's the deal. You have the person who's presenting the car, you have the person who listed the car, and then you have the person who is the registered, not the registered, but the titled owner of the car. The titled owner of the car signed it. Did they put who the buyer was on that title, or did they leave it blank?
No, they left it blank.
Did they put an amount in there?
No.
Yeah. See, they're skip titling. That's really what it is. I don't think it's fraud. I think it's fraud on the state, but I think it's skip titling, and it can burn you big time. They probably paid the person for the vehicle, and then they did not register it on a purpose. They didn't title it on purpose because they want to sell it to someone else and then go from that one they bought it from to you without being in the middle. They don't want to be on paper. They just want the money.
Hey, what kind of car and how much is it?
In there, in their name.
No, the title is not in their name. You said the title is in someone else's name.
Well, it's in someone's name. That's
well, yeah, of course it is.
Their name.
The someone is not the one collecting the money.
Hey, what's the car? What's the car, and how much do they want for it?
It's a Chevy.
I gotta take this break. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Thank you.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we had a grass fire on I-76 right at the I-25 interchange. They had to close actually both directions down. The fire is out, and they're just reopening, but a little bit of a delay in that area there, especially on the ramp.
When is the seminar?
The freeways are pretty light. Got a little bit of traffic out of the airport on Pena, running heavy back on to I-70. I-25 pretty much at the posted speed limit across the city. Still dealing with some rock fall mitigation up in the high country over Vail Pass. We're going to see periodic backups there all the way up till Thursday. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Brad vs. Everyone podcast.
Dangerous social media trends, media scandals, dumb TikTok boycotts, and more. Keep up with all the online stories mainstream media ignores by listening to the Brad vs. Everyone podcast on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sheridan Auto Tech is your place for dependable, honest value when it comes to auto repairs, service, and maintenance, even electrical issues. And they're conveniently located on Colfax, west of Wadsworth. I've known Uncle Kevin and his team for years. They'll take care of you. They take care of my car. I don't take it to a dealer. You shouldn't either. You can save a ton of money with SheridanAutotech.com. I mean it. I've saved over $1,000 on a visit. 303-455-7242, 455-7242, SheridanAutotech.com.
Glorious.
Bo, I can't find that lawsuit.
Which one?
Bo says he's got a tenant suing him. Bo, he said, what court is that in?
I don't know. It's in the Denver District Court.
Oh, okay. So sometimes they won't file it until you're served, which is kind of weird. But have you been served?
They served me last week.
Oh, okay. That's why it's not.
Who's one of the tenants?
Yeah, it's the bed bug issue. Ugh. It just won't go away.
Gross. Just like bed bugs.
I had to file a claim with my insurance company, which really sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bob.
I can't believe they're suing you. They don't. Is it for doctor bills or what? I mean, what are they saying?
Yeah, she's mental stress, inconvenience. She's still. What's crazy about it? She's still my tenant. And she wouldn't let us come in her apartment to treat it. I mean, it was a tenant brought him in. It was tough. It took 3 months to eradicate him. Had to heat treat every apartment. And I got on it within 3 days after I heard the complaint.
Hey, Talib, I want you to look online. I have my camera working on my cell phone. I have my camera working, and I just don't know why his link. I'm using the same link that Mark is using. I'm using the same link Mark is using. Say hi.
Anybody else picking up on the one flew over the cuckoo's nest vibe over there?
Oh, what's going on? Huh?
Somebody wants the role of chief, please?
Dimitri, did that cat ever show up?
What cat? What cat?
Princess the cat.
Oh, no, not yet.
It's gone with the chick, right?
Princess is still in exile.
Yeah. Princess only comes if a Rolex is around.
That's a good one, Barry.
Pretty sure that's not the kind of pussy he's after with that.
Ouch.
Oh. Not my fault.
That's the kind of Rolex I was thinking about.
When I was selling cars, the manager at the dealership had 2 Rolexes on his arm.
So, Talib, that link is working every time.
God, the studio.
That worked every time with me.
I have Talib
Look
fatigue.
How clean it looks over there. I need to come over there and mess it up.
You are like the human monkey wrench.
Speaking of HVAC, what kind of HVAC system do you have in here, Tom? The air is like so clean.
So clean?
Clean, yeah.
I got electrostatic air cleaner.
Yeah, see, I do too, and mine must not be working.
But Tom does have a hint of Howard Hughes.
You're right. Right, Shannon, right.
A hint?
Shoes off.
I should
Use
order
a
food
tissue
for
to
us.
open the doors.
Mark, I just
There's
tested.
germs everywhere.
See, my air it's not as clean. And I thought you had that. I thought mine must not be working.
It's going pretty well.
I need somebody who knows something about HVAC.
Do you have an electronic air cleaner, Barry?
I do. I guess I
Do you
need
ever-
to clean the
Do
filters.
you ever put there's normally two cells. You got
They're
to
two
turn
big
power
ones.
off.
I've turned it off. They're two big ones. It's such a hassle to clean, take out, and I pour the
Well,
hose
here-
water.
I'll give you a hint. If
Yeah.
they're smaller ones, you can put them in a dishwasher.
I don't think they'll fit, but I could I have a sink in the basement right by the furnace. What should I put in the water?
They have a coil cleaner that works really good. I'll send you the name of it.
Yeah,
You
send
spray,
it to
it's
me.
like a foam.
I need to do
And then
that.
it soaks in, and it does. They use it for condenser coils.
And it'll get the crud off it or whatever.
Yeah, not the oxidation where it attracts to the
where it
cells.
attracts the stuff. Yeah, please send that to me.
I saw a video last night about how the turbine vent on the ceilings, on the roofs, have gone extinct. Very odd.
Turbine roof.
They
Turbine.
were
Here?
perfect, didn't use any energy, and now they're gone. Oh, here we go.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Dan, basically, here's the bottom line. This deal smells. It could backfire on you. You don't necessarily have to meet the people who signed the title, but if they ever deny anything, you have no one to go back on. That's the danger here. It could come back to haunt you. Technically, you could probably take that title, fill in your name and a price, and you could probably register it. I had somebody sell us a vehicle one time that was skip titled, where they had gotten the title from the previous person, passed it on to me, and did not want to title it in their name. And it's risky. That's all I'm saying. So, even if you talk to the original owner, that original owner technically would be entitled that money. This person that you're paying money to has no authority to take money on that car. None. They can't even show you a bill of sale, can they, Dan?
They did present a bill of sale from when they purchased.
Oh, they
the
did?
vehicle.
Wait a minute. You have a bill of sale?
No, they showed.
Go ahead.
They did not have a bill of sale. There was no records with the truck, only just the title and a bill of sale that was pre-filled out with the owner's information, the owner's name and signature, same
Right.
as on the title.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. I'm telling you, it's going to come back to haunt you. We got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Yay.
This is bad news. Okay, morons. This is too much to type. I know you guys think that something's wrong, but I just turned on that link that I sent Mark. It is working. The link is working. So I don't know why it's not working for him. I can put it on my iPhone and get a solid picture. But when he does it, it's not coming through to us. It's not. I don't know why. I don't know why. If he tries it again, I'd love him to try it. I am using that same exact link, and it works every single time. I've tried it on my laptop. I've tried it on my iPhone. I've tried it on a second phone, and the link comes through every single time. So if he's using the link I sent him, it should come through.
Not knowing when to give up has made you a success. Did you know
No, I'm serious. The link is working.
So am I. Most other people quit.
I don't even know why he's worried about it. He's on fucking vacation.
We don't want to see his flabby ass getting a no. Whatever he's doing, no. Some sort of attempt to get Mark on OSB.
I like how this brand has expensive in the name.
That means it's high quality.
Oh, for sure.
And expensive.
That sure is that. That's for it's that for sure. Literally expensive almost 49 CE MIDI controller.
Your cleaners.
Barry, did you get everybody hired up?
Oops.
Are you still looking for people? Make sure I'm not on.
Say what?
Are you still looking for people?
Of what kind?
I'm good.
Oh, just I know last time I talked to you, you were looking for help.
I have a fantastic assistant.
Oh, that's
Bubba's
good.
33.
Yeah.
Like Bubba's.
She's coming on. She's learning a lot and doing well.
Good.
Yeah, thank you, though.
You're right, I should.
Hey, Barry, I missed Cinnamon.
What the hell is
Missed the what?
What's he talking about?
Cinnamon. Wasn't that her last name at the office?
Oh, yeah. She misses you, she told me the other day, of all things.
Of all things.
No, I saw it. I know.
I haven't seen her for 3 years.
Cinnamon.
She would say that to you, though, if she saw you.
Do you want me, if I order, do you want something?
I get something.
Okay, good. I'm going to
Yeah,
give
I
you.
sure would.
Yeah. Yeah, what's Tom ordering? Maybe I'll come over.
It's not open to you.
Who's Brandy? Oh, do you know Brandy Judas? It says your cleaners. What are they talking about? But I can't get reception. Oh, wait.
Brandy.
Oh, no, they're talking about office spot.
Okay, so what do you
Somebody's
feel?
gone ahead and stuck with the
We got
Judas name,
burgers,
that's
we got wings, we have fish and chips, we have
Fish and
Adolf's going to make a comeback here soon.
Oh, jeez. Well,
it was either him or me. One of us was going to say.
Oh, I knew it was coming.
It was the name Hitler that went away. The family name Hitler was gone.
I'm going to go bug Shannon. Yeah.
There's certainly still Adolfs. Not as many. If you have a tattoo of him, you're running for Senate. Now, very few people understand my tattoo of Margaret Sanger.
Oh, you support a woman trying to choose, right?
Yeah.
It's toasty in here.
Isn't it?
Is it?
I have the fan on, but end up with an occluded front. Should be hail in the hallway.
Going out to the van, Shannon and Scott.
I might. I think I'm going to cop a nap, then wake up in a couple hours, hop on the bike, ride Sam's number 3 in Glendale, and have a interaction with the daughter.
What does your daughter do for a living, Shannon?
She does some sort of billing situation at an optometrist.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of fell into it because of a roommate.
Is it one of these national optometrists? Or
No, just like 2 locations.
Oh.
But they're in Fort Collins, and she just moved to Aurora, and they set her up with a bunch of stuff so she could do it from home.
Wow. That's nice.
Kind of is. I'm throwing a lot of money at her and stuff, and I don't want her to get comfortable.
And she can work from home?
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
Working from the van.
You don't want to know what kind of work I do at home.
Very
I've
sticky.
seen inside.
But yeah, she went to
Go ahead.
Shannon?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to keep this in code language. Something that you were going to send me on Saturday?
Uh-huh.
I didn't get it.
Cocaine.
Yeah, the 8-ball.
Yeah, uh-huh. Well, or 3.
Oh my God. All I could do was 1 back in the day. 1 a day.
Yeah, just send it to me. It's called an MP3.
8-ball a day. Goddamn, 3.5 grams. Yes, not kidding. I know what an 8-ball is. I did, but no.
Got the wrong email.
I cannot believe I'm alive.
He's not listening.
Oh, he's listening.
Do you want to eliminate?
Okay. You know what? I wondered about that. I think I got a kickback from Microsoft, said it didn't work. So what does the little fella normally do? Send you a link with the attachment?
Yeah, it's just the whole link. Yeah, and it opens right up.
That's what I'll do.
Got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay. I'm not going to ask again. Ace again now.
Don't you dare. Sorry. I mean, would it have killed him to say it 90 minutes ago? Because the audio is on that computer. Well, I guess I could go with 760, but God damn it. Log in, log off.
Yes.
How about that water running now? We take it for granted.
Isn't it fancy?
The new water?
It's even cold.
Oh, wow, really?
Okay.
No?
What did you just eat?
Room temperature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The World Cup.
USA, Australia, from Seattle.
1 p.m. Friday on KOA.
And the iHeartRadio app.
45 years strong. Solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Major Marc Mager's off today. He's trying to sign into YouTube on the camera if we can get him up and running. But anyway, he's off, enjoying himself in Alaska. Wow. I got Deputy D and Deputy Bo with me today, and Barry Miller from Vestera Turnkey. You know, that's where they make you a landlord, and they help you. And it's really cool. You become a landlord without, here's how I put it. You become a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles.
No work.
And this hour brought to you by my friends at waterpros.net, Paul the Waterman. All the prices on the website. That's the important thing. Waterpros.net for $1,100. Reverse osmosis at the kitchen sink. You can't touch it from anyone else. You can't find another master plumber to do this. And it's at the kitchen sink. Reverse osmosis drinking water. You'll never buy bottled water. Get yourself a bottle, right? That's either aluminum or something. Well, aluminum's pretty safe with the steel or the plastic, not a plastic, but glass. You can get whatever bottle you want and get healthy reverse osmosis water. And it's 303-862-5554. Waterpros.net. What about you? What is new in your life? We have Barry Miller with us, and we're asking for your calls. Yeah, I want to know. And by the way, Axe, you got to whisper to me if Dan still has anything to talk about. If not, we'll take him off the board. Meanwhile, he was asking about buying cars. And there is a trend in selling cars, by the way, I should say. And here's what people do. They'll buy a car from someone, and they'll get a registration, and they won't fill it in. They'll get the registered owner at the time, the seller, to sign the title and leave the buyer blank. They also leave the price blank. Then they take the blank title and the vehicle and sell it to someone else. It's called skip titling. Now, truly, the only person it usually hurts, or the only entity it usually hurts, is the state. Because what the state would like is for you to register it, record the sale, pay the transfer tax or the sales tax. Then when you go to sell it, they have to pay the sales tax again. This guy is clearly trying to sell without doing that. And by the way, it's more common than you think. It's called skip title. And that means it goes from someone selling it to you to someone else, but you don't record yourself as an owner. It's a risky way of doing business because the original owner could claim they were never paid for it, and there is no proof that the person did pay for it. So it's really risky, and I don't recommend doing it. Our number is 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. And really, it's the only place you can call for help on consumer issues, free help. And we can get attorneys on the line, we can get accountants on the line, we can get doctors on the line, we can get contractors on the line, experts, plumbers, electricians, to help you solve your problem. So many people have problems and they hope they go away, or they listen to a little song and dance, I call it, by a contractor. Beware of this little tap dance when you ask where your money is. Beware, because what you'll get is a bunch of that little tap dancing. You say, where's my money? When are you going to start the job? And that's what you get. Jive talking and tap dancing. So if you have someone jive talking and tap dancing, give us a call. Okay, so we have Barry Miller with us from Vestera Turnkey. As I said, Barry Miller is an esteemed real estate broker. He's been around for years and years. He invented the buyer brokering thing. If you have a buyer broker, he invented the entire process. Before, all real estate people represented sellers for years and years and years and years and years. It didn't matter if you said, hey, I want to buy a house, and this guy took you around, showed you houses. That guy who took you around, showed you houses would represent wherever he took you, he would represent the seller by law. And Barry changed all that back in the day to where you could have a buyer broker. And then he changed even further, which launched what do they call it? Transaction brokers, right? That's a transaction broker who does basically the transaction. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about real estate. Someone said, what does he mean? And I know what they're talking about, by the way. They're texting us at 747-999-5280. What does he mean that 95% of real estate people don't have it right? What are they doing wrong?
Well, they're not well trained. They're not well supervised.
Meaning, but what are they doing wrong, do you think?
Frankly, they're cheating the buyers and sellers because they don't know basic math. They're not, seller side, they're not getting the highest price for the seller. Buyer side, most of them are not getting the lowest, best deal for the buyer. And usually it comes down to math and laziness and lack of management.
Because you figure if they can get their buyer to buy it, why continue negotiating?
Well, yeah, and seller, well, just make the price lower and we'll get you a buyer. You know, and that's not okay because
you don't think they're really. What you're saying is they're not really looking out for the interest of their client.
Okay, I'll go right to the legal point.
Yeah.
Fiduciary duty.
Go ahead.
Legal duty, they're not doing it. They're not doing the fiduciary. Dude, they have it. When they call themselves an agent, by law, they have to have a fiduciary attitude and actually action to get the seller the highest price, best terms that the seller can get. And then if you're the buyer agent, the best deal for the buyer.
And you think they're lazy, so they just take the first thing they can agree on.
I don't think they're lazy. I know they're lazy. I see it every day. 60
I have a comment.
+% of them.
Okay, hold on, Bo. I'll get to you.
Yeah. And consumers, when they fill out all the surveys that Pew reports, every time they say, oh, yeah, the real estate professionals, they're as good as a used car salesman.
What are you going to say, Bo?
So most realtors I know, Barry, are your cousins, your relatives, your neighbors.
Yeah, I know. That's how they pick them. That's how they pick them.
Right, and they're just doing it as a side hustle, not as a business. So, Barry, what is your opinion of, I think they should probably strengthen the the rules and regulations to get a real estate license or to make it tougher for people to get into it.
You know why? That's the whole cause. The agents themselves are not honest. They're not dishonest people.
They're unknowledgeable.
They're not knowledgeable, but the state lets them in. And the state government is the reason why the no heavy duty requirements to get a license. You know why? That's how the state government stays in business, known as the Colorado Real Estate Commission. Put that in your pipe and think about it. The Colorado Real Estate Commission would not exist if they didn't get all the money they get from licensees, and worse, the National Association of Realtors, which sometimes is a great lobbyist, by the way, for consumers. So I want to give them a really good shout out. However, they would not exist because they'd collect all the dues money, roughly $1,000, for that new person with a license to become a realtor, a trade group association. And they know darn well that 90% of them will not even be practicing real estate in a year. 95% will not be practicing real estate in 18 months. They're taking those poor little suckers who said they'll taking the fees, saying, "Oh, I'll get a real estate license and hustle and make a lot of money."
I'm going to tell you with a lot of, I want to mention this, and I'm just going to say it because I've observed it. It has become, listing a home has become an Instagram contest.
Mm-hmm.
The way they list homes.
Yeah.
Young female real estate brokers put themselves into almost every listing, every showing, and do really fancy, good-looking videos with attractive people. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
That's not a bad thing.
No, they show these houses like never before shown. Never. I mean, they do fly-throughs, fly-ins, flies-outs. Frank Duran does a great job with that.
He's great.
No, he does a great job. But some of these young, and I say young female because that's who I've noticed, or I say young, let's say 45 or younger. And what they've been doing is they show these houses, and sometimes they work themselves into it, and they're doing magic. The production is like a freaking high price. You know, it used to be when I was in TV, for us to do productions cost money.
Mm-hmm.
We had to do post-production. We had to do the right filming. We had to have things on tracks. You didn't have drones. You didn't have gimbal mounts. We had big clunky cameras. We had to do so much. It was very expensive to produce highly polished videos. Now you take a phone, you got it.
A phone,
and then with AI, you can have a house. I saw one where they walked in, it was vacant, right? And as they look at the room, it's furnished. The furniture slaps into place, and they walk into the next room. Same thing happens. So you get to see the house unfurnished and furnished at the same time. And this is a fly-through video. They're absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. And so that's good. It puts the best foot forward. But then how do those same people, and I'm not saying they're mutually exclusive, but how do we know because they have the fancy production, they also have the fancy negotiating and they get the right? Because one doesn't necessarily mean you're good at the other. We'll talk about that coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
150 years of Colorado, 250 years of America. Milestones like that remind us that time matters, and so does how we choose to market. Wasson Watch Company creates a field watch with meaning. Small batch, carefully built, designed by people with backgrounds in military service, engineering, and design. This is craftsmanship guided by values, not trends. For a limited time, Wasson field watches are $300 off. You're not just buying a watch, you're choosing something built to endure. Visit WASSONwatch.com.
That they don't know.
You want to talk about great quality windows? Well, you're going to have all kinds of quality, never bad, but from good to the best, 50 lines of windows to choose from. You know, my friend Rolly Purifoy from years and years at Purifoy Chevrolet, he hired Gravinas, and he said, I could not believe the expertise and the knowledge that Nick, the owner, has and what he did for me. He would recommend him to anyone. If you're getting windows, siding, or doors, get maintenance-free, beautiful, energy-efficient products at Gravinas. 303 Gravina, 303 Gravina, or gravinas.com.
There's no way. I mean, usually the end comes pretty quick, you know. No, we're not gonna get go. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Years of early mornings, every weekend, every holiday, all for one dream, to play on the LPGA Tour. She finally turned pro. Now, she just needs a stage worthy of her talent. Next Golf is that stage, a professional women's tour in Florida built to give these athletes the runway they've earned. Support her journey at nextgolf.com/support. That's nxxcgolf.com. Play it forward.
Do you think it's the broadband Mark has that's causing the video not to come through? Well, I wonder what my morons think.
Nobody wants to see Mark in a Speedo. It's fine.
All right.
Oh, jeez.
I turned off mute altogether.
Bright red one, too.
I hate to say it, but I don't have much of anything.
It feels like it's trying to divide people.
You know, Talib, this link works on every single camera. Every single camera I've tried, the video link works. Why wouldn't it work for him? I don't understand opening a room. I've never had to do that before. I've been for 2 years we've been getting video and never had to open a room with Voodoo ever. So I don't know what you mean. I will not make it on a direct link. Why? Just tell me why. The camera I have, if I can get it to work with a cell phone camera here, with a smartphone, or with any camera I have, why can't he do the same link? I'm listening. I want to know why. Why the link doesn't work. Talib, why? Here's what I need to know. A link, why isn't it not synchronizing for him, but it's synchronizing everywhere else I try it? I even had a friend get on it, and he was able to get through. Okay. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. Deputy D over here, Deputy Bo at the studio. We got Barry Miller from Vestera Turnkey talking about becoming a landlord without the conventional risks and hassles. And on Saturday, the 27th of June, we'll be getting together to talk to people in person. And what he does is he'll give you more detail about the program, but you can ask any question you have now that you may have. Certain things about the program are proprietary. Why? Why do you make certain things proprietary? What is it? What is
well, like anything, there's separate formulas for success. Where are we? I don't give out on the radio or
where you're buying houses.
Where the markets are, because I don't want those. I don't mind saying it. Incompetent real estate people and incompetent stockbrokers undercutting us with half-truths or lies or deceiving the public and finding out where these special markets are. That's why we do it, to protect the welfare of our customers.
Well, you don't want people going out and trying it and saying, wait a minute, you said this was a great market, and then they fall on their face.
They don't know how to shop for a immaculate designed property.
And so you look for properties that are what? What kind of properties are you looking for?
Well, they have to have nearly no, if it's not a new home, which most of our homes are resale, they have to be in impeccable, top shape. The basic components: electric, plumbing, foundation, roofing, and HVAC. They're the 5 basic components, have to be in tip-top shape. And if they're not, we expect the seller to put them in tip-top shape before our buyer buys it. It's almost like Carfax. Okay, we're checking out that the home doesn't have repairs that are going to happen in the next 2 to 3 or 4 years.
Okay, so once you identify the property, you have buyer brokers in those markets?
Well, the buyer brokers are the ones who find the properties for us.
Okay. So you have a relationship already with buyer brokers.
We have to we find the economic area, Tom. Then we have to go and find the top-notch buyer agent, top-notch seller agent when they go to sell the property, top-notch property manager. That takes us months to get in the market and find that agent who's going to be competent. They know how to negotiate. Negotiations is key. That's the factor that most agents don't know how to do. They don't know how to negotiate. And we need a top negotiator and a top researcher who then finds, with our help, the top neighborhoods and then the best home within that neighborhood. They present it to us. We do what we call a financial scrub on that house. And then if it passes our scrubbing analysis, we label it a grand slam property.
Do their interest rates ever get to a point where you have to wait? You say, wait a minute, the interest rates are a little too high?
We have not had that problem, thank goodness.
You mentioned you thought rates would come down. Why?
Well, simply put, the bond market's coming down because they're a fickle thing. Bond market ties into the stock market.
Well, sure.
Ties into the overall economy.
Yeah, bond markets might be coming down, but I mean, inflation is still up, and as long as inflation is up, we're going to have a problem with interest rates.
Well, it doesn't work quite synonymously that way. The bond.
Well, I'm talking about for the Fed to lower.
Yeah, right. But they're going to lower it when they feel more comfortable with the economy.
That's right.
But frankly, we don't need it lower to be successful and make 25-30% return per year on cash. That's phenomenal. There's nothing else better than real estate, frankly, as an asset class.
So if someone signs up for Saturday, June 27th, it's mybiggestreturn.com. Where do they do that?
They do that at mybiggestreturn.com.
And what do they see when they're there? What can you tell them there that you won't tell them here?
Well, at the seminar?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, they will have signed a non-disclosure agreement. They'll know where the geographic markets are.
Okay.
They will see the analysis that we do and how complete it is.
Okay.
We don't give that out for the same reason we don't want copycats to cheapen it, if you will. And so Then they will find out other proprietary information, what kind of research we do to find the markets.
What makes Denver or Colorado area a bad rental market? What makes it a bad rental?
Our high prices. Prices and rents.
Getting in, right. The price getting in. What else? I would say
low appreciation. Yeah, well, some condos have lost value in the last year and a half, big time. Lost value.
Do you look at weather trends, by the way? I should ask that. I will, Bo, in secondary. Weather trends, because really here, it's made condo owning and townhome owning almost cost prohibitive because of the assessments they're going to pay. And the ACV roofing insurance claims. I'm talking about to buy insurance, you're going to have to pay a lot of money, and you're going to have to loss damage coverage, and you're going to be faced with a lot of deferred maintenance. First of all, do any of your properties include condos or townhomes?
No, we're open to them, but we haven't found any where the dollars make sense. Okay. And we're in states where the HOAs are not nearly as bad as they are in Colorado. You ask about Colorado. Yeah. We have outrageous HOA fees. $1,000 pay. This is true in so many neighborhoods. $1,000 to just transfer the name out of the.
Oh, no, that's just bull.
That's bull.
That's a hidden tax.
It's a hidden tax. And the lowest I've seen it lately is $400. Okay, it's worth $25. So we reveal all of these things and the proprietary things of importance to the consumer at that live seminar.
And you have to look at jobs, right?
Oh, jobs is key, but weather became a big factor with us 4 to 5 years ago.
Weather,
job, insurance, jobs is number one.
Right.
But we have 55 plus economic elements that we look at that all have to line up for that to be the strongest economy.
Do you sub that out, that research?
No, we do it ourselves. Now, we know where to get the data. It's easier to get data today than it is any other time in our.
And then you assemble the market.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then we identify the market. And then we go and check. Look, it's not just jobs. It's what companies are putting money into the future. We need jobs 3 years from now for the property to be a top property.
All right. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-8255.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver.
An iHeart radio station.
Ryan Schuling, mornings at 6. Dan Kaplis, afternoons at 4. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, city traffic still doing pretty well for us. There's one accident over in East Denver at 14th and Quebec. It looks pretty bad there. There are delays, big backups in the area if you can avoid it, 14th and Quebec. I-70 west from Quebec heading back to Brighton's a little slow. Also, it looks like eastbound around Peoria and 225, 270. A little bit of company there also. But the rest of the freeways seem to be pretty much light. I-25 between downtown and the tech center is roughly 10 minutes. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
President Trump can't book artists for the Freedom 250 event, which makes you wonder, where have all the conservative artists gone? This week on Red Pilled America, we answer that question by investigating why they disappeared. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I love talking to Mark about his company, and that because I've known him for years, Mark Szymanski. And one of the things they do is, well, not one of the things, several things. They do the roofing and soffits and fascia and windows and gutters and siding, decks, painting, and more. So when it comes to hail damage, he has a distinct advantage. He can work with you and he can walk the property. And Mark, talk about your process when it comes to this kind of damage.
I tell you, Tom, so we did have hailstorms, the last week and the week before, and it's in areas that typically we have not seen hail in the past. And so what we do is we come out and we evaluate the whole house. We look at the roof. We look at the gutters, we look at the siding, we look at your decks, we look at your fences, we look at all areas that may have damage.
And when you do, can you deal with the entire claim, all of that on one invoice, one point of contact?
You bet, Tom. Everything's done through us. And if we need, we can always bring in Matt Stafford, to independent adjuster if we need that, because if the insurance company's not treating us fair, which happens often. But if we can't get a good deal with the insurance company, then we bring Matt in too. And we can get everything done. You don't have to deal with a bunch of different contractors come to your house. And one more thing, Tom, I want to remind you of. Remember, the Atlas shingle that we use has the 3M smog-eating granules on it, which this helps the environment, actually puts nitrogen into your yard, which helps make your grass grow greener.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that. So when it rains, some of the gases that the roof gives off goes into your soil. It helps your soil. It can even help indoor air quality in your home. And it's a smog-eating tile. It's unbelievable. Also, of course, you do all of this on one invoice. As I said, one point of contact. Real quick here. Are there things often missed when you just call a roofer?
There's always things missed. Just the other day, we're looking at a house and they missed the windows that had actually edges of the windows were damaged, chipped out, and that you deserve a new window when that happens, because the window is damaged, the window is compromised, and other people miss that. Because we do everything, we're the right person to call for any kind of hail damage or storm damage to your house.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. I've known him, I think, 30 years or more. 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com.
Yes.
We really should implement that more and more. The video I was just listening to, this mom was at the pool with her son, like the community pools at like apartments. And her kid was swimming. He has autism, and these kids were bullying him. So the mom went up to the parents, and they're like, "Well, what do you want me to do?" Like, dude, you're the kid.
Do some parenting.
Yeah, it's your kid. You're the parent. Oh, I don't know what to do about. I don't know what you want me to do about it. Thank you for calling the Troubleshooter Show. It's like, my God.
Teach your kid not to be an asshole. That's what you do.
Cuss at him, Max.
Or go to mymoneymyway.com. That's mymoneymyway.com. EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
right, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have some texts here, and somebody wants to know if they are buying a house, can they keep it longer than 3 years if they want to?
Absolutely, yes. It's 3 years is just the turning point where typically it has doubled the amount of cash that you put in, and you could sell one and buy two. That's just for those who want to do the turnover and maximize their return through many years. But Tom, many people are buying them and holding them longer, getting them paid off, get their loans down so that they could have cash flow of thousands of dollars a month. So it's a balance between cash flow and
So if somebody wanted to set it up for income, you could set that up for future income.
We set it up for future income. Many.
So they can have two goals. They could have a goal of selling and cashing out,
yes,
or 1031ing and then cashing out, or they could have cash flow.
Mm-hmm. It's a balance between the cash flow and the equity.
And I imagine and somebody else wants to know, can they do it through their retirement fund? That is something that I can address through Martino Capital. It's difficult. You have to have a qualified intermediary to do that. And that's why I've done 4 houses. I have been a partner. And when I do that, I'm able to set up an LLC, one that you don't have control over, but you can own the house along with me and therefore use qualified money. You can use retirement money, but it's not the most efficient. Well, it is tax efficient for sure. Where it's not efficient is if you do it and you want to invest a lot of money, because you can't control the rental. You can't control it. It has to be done as a minority interest in the LLC for you to use retirement funds. So the ideal situation would be how much money down. Somebody wants to know what do they have to have in cash in order to do this?
Generally nowadays, $80,000-ish. Occasionally it's under 80,000. Very frequently it's between 80 and 90,000.
So they have to have 80 or 90. They get a loan, it cash flows, and then basically they sit on it.
They basically sit on it. We're doing all the work. They sit back, and we have pictures of people on the beach just to symbolize that our customers are landlords, but they don't have any of the landlord problems. We take that on. That's part of what we do, and we oversee it.
Okay, so in other words, when it comes to renting them out, do they have to find rentals? Like what is the scenario once they buy it? Does it sit vacant for a month or so, or can you rent it out immediately? What happens if somebody moves out? Does the owner, they want to know, get directly involved with that scenario?
Well, directly involved in knowing what's going on, yes, but in any of the activities or hard work, no. We have found the best property managers in the area, and typically the laws of the state say they may not publicly advertise that property for sale. However, we have property managers that have a network, and here's another statistic. Approximately 96% of our homes purchased by all of our customers have a paying tenant before they ever have to pay their first month's mortgage. So typically, right now in the season that we're in, it's typically 2 weeks or less, typically 2 weeks or less when there's a tenant paying already, and you've owned it 2 weeks and there's a tenant.
Okay, and do you have vacancies in between?
Very, very, very seldom, not even 1% of the time.
Okay, so for big repairs, and what do you do for big repairs? People, do they ever have to kick in money?
Occasionally there have been. Again, 3 or 4 out of our 120 plus homes
had to kick in.
Yeah, but the 2 big ones were HVAC. One was the air conditioner, and the one was the heat pump. But we got numerous bids. We got the contractors to finance it over a period of time, and it wasn't that high cost.
Okay, so when it comes to insurance then and deductibles, what kind of markets are we seeing when it comes to deductibles? Are they doing only actual cash value, or are they insurance friendly markets? That's really important. Do they have to come up with a lot of money with an insurance claim, or like they do in Colorado?
No, and we have an insurance broker in our hot spot or home run economic markets who know that market. They shop for the best insurance programs, and our insurance costs have been quite low for our customers.
So Barry,
yes,
go ahead.
Quick. So when you do these houses on the insurance, do you hire local insurance agents in that area?
The answer is yes, but only because they have undercut by their cost of premium those great insurance brokers we have here. I have no bones about it. Compass is one of the best companies I've ever worked with.
But they may not be licensed in all your
markets. They're not always licensed in these states, and I have been told by numerous insurance companies, the local insurance teams, insurance brokers, are getting a better rate from the same companies, even when they are licensed in those states.
MyBiggestReturn.com, by the way, to sign up for that seminar on the 27th. It's 10 in the morning in the DTC area. Did you have another thing, Bo?
Yes. Barry, do you also, instead of the single family homes that you do you also look for like duplexes and sixplexes, little larger units?
Okay, I'm going to be really, really brief on this and just succinct to the point. To find duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes is one of the closest things to impossible that exists in residential real estate. Because any of them that make it to the multiple listing system, there's something wrong. Those type of properties, Bo, are the most popular throughout the country for the last 50 years. They're typically sold to inside family members, inside neighbors, the lawyers who work for the owners, the real estate agents who work for the owners. All of this is legal and ethical, but they sell like hotcakes unless there's problems. So we look for them all the time. But now that's up to a fourplex. We have found many times 5, 6, 9plex comes to mind. And we find those and present them to our customers who have said, hey, whenever you find a multiplex up to any size, we're competent up to 20 units. Okay.
You are.
Yeah, we're not competent. Beyond that, I then find a commercial realtor.
So Barry, have you found a 20 unit? That's pretty big.
Our largest that any of our customers have purchased in the last 20 years has been 9 units. A magnificent deal.
Okay, so they will look at any opportunity. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255.
Now, impact traffic.
Starting to clear up throughout the Denver metro after a busy early afternoon. A crash on I-25 southbound just before Highway 36 and I-270 has been all cleared out. Still seeing some slow traffic back from 104th, about a 2-minute delay there. Heading south of town, a crash on I-25 southbound again at Skyview Lane, exit 174, has been cleared as well. Delays back from Plum Creek Parkway, once again about a 2-minute delay. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
President Trump can't book artists for the Freedom 250 event, which makes you wonder, where have all the conservative artists gone? This week on Red Pilled America, we answer that question by investigating why they disappeared. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
For 50 years, I've been helping consumers, and now I'm turning my attention to helping you with investments. We do direct portfolio management at Martino Capital. 98% of the industry simply ships you to a larger broker dealer or a larger advisor, and they collect a middleman fee. And then you're put into model portfolios. Nothing is done directly for you and with you, considering your risks, considering your goals, your accomplishments, what you need, when you need it, whether income or whether growth. We will do that directly with each and every client. That is our pledge to you. And with our hub and spoke model, you will have an advisor just for you. Call us 303-771-HELP. You will see the difference. 303-771-4357, martinocapital.com. The food is here, Barry. You want to
I'll go put it inside.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll
Are you doing that video again, Barry? It's working for you when you do it. Yeah.
Thank you for calling the Troubleshooter Show. Can I get a first name? This is the Troubleshooter Show. Can I get a first name? Yeah, it's only on radio. You said Randy? Okay. What can I help you out with? Or what are your questions? Mm-hmm. That is a good question. Tom will love to answer when we get back from break. Do you mind staying on a quick hold?
Thanks for calling the Troubleshooter Show. Please hold a moment.
Call at top of the hour.
Hey, Barry, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, so I want to ask a question on the air, but I want to give you a heads up. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, go ahead.
About the transition. Let's say something happens to you, God forbid. Is there other people in place that can take over and keep running this
it's okay to ask me that on air. Yeah, I get
I
asked
thought
that
might,
a lot.
I think people are curious about it, so I'm going.
No, they should.
I just want to give you a heads up.
I'm no youngster.
You're no youngster.
If they don't bring it up, I bring it up. I do. I've brought it up with everyone. Yeah, and it's not as solid as I want it to be, but it's very solid. Okay, it's just that I'm still looking for a couple people who will be younger partners, and I'm close to having some in Austin, Texas. I will not be talking about that on air.
Sure.
I'll just tell you what we do have in place. But yeah, I've had something in place for now 4 of the last 6 years, and it's people who are on the team who would want to keep it going.
Right.
And they're in the field. I don't say where, because that's some of our proprietary information. But our 2 buyer agents that are in the field, they're 2 separate company owners. They would like to keep it going. And one of them in particular would like to take it over. He's not my first choice in the scheme of things, but they would be keeping it going.
Right.
Yeah. And then
and I'm gonna go with you too as soon as my leases run up.
Yeah, no, I'm good. And by the way, I'm going to tell you privately, you know who my top assistant is? I mean, she's marvelous, the best person I've hired in 6 years.
I'm curious to know.
Her name is Dulce Martino.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Full time.
That's a news flash for us, Barry.
Well,
Miller.
it's a news flash. And when Tom set it up with me and we set it up, normal. And then I said, is it okay that we even mention that anywhere instead of give her a fake last name? And they both said yes.
So Barry, I have one other side question.
Okay, so. All right. I'm waiting for.
Please let her know I miss her little cat.
Yeah, is the cat working for you too, Barry?
No, I'm allergic to cats, so we better keep that cat away.
You know,
that cat used
Barry,
to
I'm
sit in
deathly.
my lap during the show.
Oh, is that the one that was? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I wondered where it was.
Every day I'm really sick.
Oh, I was wondering where it was. Yeah.
Dimitri, you're sick of the cat dander?
No, I think you missed everything I said.
He misses the cat.
I must have missed
He misses everything with the cat.
Oh, you missed the cat. No, I don't miss the cat.
We have a break coming up.
Yeah, the long break is about to start.
Then. Thank you.
I'm going to ask that question after the long break.
State in the UK. Is it coming here? And more on the Joe Pag Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And I do have some questions here that have been texted in. If you want to call, if you have a problem, give us a call. You can call at any time, 713-TALK. That's 303-713-8255. People say right now, to get into a home, you date the rate and marry the house. But if you find a good deal, you get in. Can you refi these things? Do people refi with your program?
A couple of people have. We haven't had outrageously high interest rates, and we haven't had them come down in the last 3 to 4 years where it made worthwhile to refinance. We have programs where with the lenders where they look openly and tell us proactively, does it make sense to refinance? But we haven't, even when they were down for a day or two, they did not stay down a week or two, or we would have had a couple of more refinance.
If there are substantial rate changes, you could see refi, right?
Oh yeah, we do the math to show how beneficial it can be and whether it will be beneficial or not.
Okay. And so when you are buying a home, do you do interest only loans, or since you only keep them for a short amount of time?
Well, I am going to give, this is not a trade proprietary secret, but it's one of our trade secrets. We have lenders who have agreed to not collect for escrow. That saves thousands of dollars up front. $3,000 to $8,000 cash our consumers keep, and they don't have to pay escrows for taxes or insurance. They make hundreds of dollars that way. And yes, very often, most often, we go interest only. Why? It's advantageous.
But isn't an escrow just pushing dollars, though? When they collect it, you got to pay the tax anyway, right?
Yeah, but they're collecting it for a year and a half up front.
Oh, before they have to pay
why give them your money that you could make interest on?
What about, somebody else, this is on another topic. They want to know, they say that their broker wants to do an open house, and they've heard that open houses benefit brokers more than the actual people selling a house. How do you feel about open houses with all your experience?
Good for that person. Number one, I was taught this my first week after I joined a company in 1978. Barry, 99% of the reason for holding an open house is for you to get buyers. Know that that's the reason for open houses. However, 1% of the homes that are held open sell through an open house. I've held open houses and actually
brought in a buyer to get new clients.
The main reason, 99% of the reason, is to get new buyer clients, not to sell the house.
And what are you looking for? Okay, so if it's not this, maybe I can show you something else.
Yeah, but there are ways to make an open house work. Few agents know them. Few agents do it. One is co-op with 3 other agents who have other houses in the same neighborhood for sale, and send one buyer to all 4 houses.
Oh, that's cool.
I've done that a lot. And then there's
an open house group.
Then there's a chance then the odds go from 4% to over 10%. That it may sell at that open house.
That's huge, Barry. 10% sales through rate is fantastic.
Well, possibly.
Yeah, right.
All 4 people pitch in money, the realtors, and they do an effective job of marketing. They attract more people. Now, open houses, though, you have to be realistic. The house has to be priced right. By the way, there are ways to show off the house even better than a video for the open house itself, and make it friendly, and there's a chance you'll sell that house.
All right, so we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. You can call us at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Randy, I hope you can hang on. We have to take this break. Ask him to hang on, and we have more on the Troubleshooter Show coming up. 303 Martino's the number, 303-627-8466.
Most home sellers get one offer.
Take this upstairs. So, hey Talib, I'm waiting for that text for the room. Talib.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go eat some.
Good, man. You love it. Bubba's is fantastic. Oh, we already know that. You're familiar with it.
We used to go there. I told you I want to exercise.
Okay.
I saw it. I saw it.
I
saw it. Where is it? Right in the kitchen?
Yep. There's a brown paper bag with the food delivery.
No, I'm gonna go upstairs. I just don't.
Are you going to be intermittent fasting? No, I'm just not hungry. Thank you.
Yeah. Where do you go? To the little Axeman's room?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Tim tell you? Cosmo just got done drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago. Really? Yeah. Zero tolerance. He's out for the season.
He's out for the season. Well, let me get the door for you here.
The wash ain't done yet.
Good for something, right?
Yeah, something. That's what we expected.
Oh boy.
I'm bored, so I'm gonna leave in about 30 minutes.
Go for it. Leave now. There's nothing going on.
I might. So your mom's little oven, toaster oven, I'm gonna set on main floor on top of the toast.
Okay.
So it's got the instructions.
Is it big?
It's this big, about the size of a bread box.
Okay.
Tom, you can
So
carry
much work for me, bro.
I can carry it. You can carry it.
Do you need me to run down and help you?
What?
No, I was about to say, do you need me to run down? Otherwise, I can't do that.
Yeah, let Dragon answer.
Yeah, Dragon's got the phones.
He puts them on
I'll
hold.
just put them on hold.
Yep.
Yeah, he does.
Come back.
He has zero conversation skills.
Not skills. I just don't think he's not paid to answer the phone, so why would he?
Yeah.
You do it for Michael Brown, don't you?
No, he doesn't take calls.
Yeah, I was about to say, he doesn't do calls. The only one who does is Ryan, this show, and Capless.
What about that speaking to the little microphone?
No, that's
all out of
That's from the app.
Oh.
You leave a voicemail on the app and they show up.
You get a lot of people call in on that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you play them all?
Some days. Some days, yeah.
Are there some obnoxious people calling?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cussing stuff?
Rarely.
Oh.
Rarely.
But obnoxious.
But if it's still funny, I'll bleep it out. And then play it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll call him.
Yeah.
Alright, Bill, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
You said you're going to be here for how long?
I don't know, another 15 minutes. Maybe through the next
I love how that time got smaller. Maybe I'll be here for a half hour. 15 minutes. I think 10 minutes. I'm out of here in 5 minutes.
Go whenever, man. I know you're busy. So. Hey, full house tomorrow, though.
Oh, it's
Stuff,
I know,
D.
but I'm just letting you know it's gonna be full house tomorrow.
The mic's open.
Oh, really?
I will.
Troubleshooter Show. Can I get a first name?
I'm trying because they want me to get Mark up,
Mark, what can
and
you
it's
help
so hard to do this
on the cruise ship.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him up. Hold on. I got to make this my video source. Okay, I'm doing that. So I'm making a new source for Marky. Browser.
I got you. I'll tell you what, we're just on a small break, but when we come back, Tom would love to take your call. You mind hanging on?
Thank you. I'm going to call it the ship.
Bumped my foot on the wheel.
I'm going to call it the ship.
This is about what time I show up for my show.
What time does the show start?
Well, I mean 8, but it's 8:06. I get there about 8:01, 8:02, 8:03. And that's last Saturday. It was even later.
Oh, gee.
And Shannon happened to be there. It was like 8:04.
So what does he do? Just play music?
Well, it hadn't gone yet.
Oh, okay.
The news, it goes till 8:06. Counting the lead in.
Okay, I made the room. Now I'm going to email Mark the room.
But I figure if I'm prepared, I don't need to be sitting there listening to news. But that did cut it short in case I had a little few red lights that I didn't want.
Talib, I'm emailing you on this. Talib, I made the room. And I sent him the video link. And I have it right up here.
K-How. 45 years strong, solving your problems, answering questions, taking complaints. This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. If you have a problem, a question, or a complaint, give us a call. If you have a problem you need help with, give us a call. We are here to help you. And we're going to go right to the phones. Randy, what's going on with you, Randy? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
Are you? I'm just wondering on my credit card, my bill's due July 4th. And if it gets there on the 5th, am I going to be charged extra on that?
Yes, you are. Wait. If it's due on the 4th, it depends. They usually calculate interest, so you pay the full amount if you go over. They give you a grace period, but then that grace period disappears if you go a day over.
But July 4th is a holiday, right?
Right. Oh, you're saying, do they make it the next day? You know what? I actually don't know that. I actually don't know if they make it the next day.
Yeah. And the only reason I'm bringing it up, I mean, I'll get my bill in there before that. I'm just bringing it up.
You know, that's a good point, and I can check it out. I actually, that is a good point. I want to make a programming note here. Talib, I saw your camera. I wanted to let Talib know I saw your camera. So have Mark go in that room and we can get him from the cruise ship. Okay, here's what I would do. With electronic payments and everything right now, I don't think holidays make a bit of a difference. You can easily get the payment in there on the 4th. Everything's open all the time is what I'm saying.
They do it the old way.
Yeah. What do you mean they do it the old way? They don't close down the website.
Well, they just send in like a money order.
Oh, that's what you do. Okay. Well, come on, man. It can't be that hard to get it there before July 4th, can it?
No, I will get it there. I'm just wondering for other people in case something happens and it's on the 5th and they're going to try to charge
I would
them,
say this.
You know,
Normally, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters. I think you have to have it in when you have to have it in. And then they open the mail the next day. You're not going to be late, obviously, if that's the way they do it. Mark, you have a question. Go ahead, Mark. Welcome to the show. What's happening?
Hi, this is Mark. Are you there, Tom?
Yes, sir. What's happening, Mark?
I got a great situation. Never heard of it. Long-time listener. Anyway, divorce in 16. In 17, I bought a condo for $300,000. And then 2 years later, I filed bankruptcy. I've got about 10 creditors, about $55,000.
Yeah.
2 years later, and let's say 2022, I sold it for $500,000 because that's what we do. I paid off the creditors in full. Penalties, interest, lawyer's fees. I still have the bankruptcy on it, but I paid them off in full.
Now, why did you, wait a minute, why did you do a bankruptcy if you paid them in full?
No, the bankruptcy was in like 2019, 2020. And houses prices went up and I sold it and I not pocketed, about $200,000 in profit. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm a moral person. I said, I'm going to pay everybody off in full. And I did. Might have been stupid, but
you did that. Wait a minute. You did that after the bankruptcy?
Yes, I did.
Wow. Wow. That was a dumb thing to do because you're not getting credit for it.
That's my problem. What I guess what my point is, they're paid off in full.
Right.
I've got that BK hanging over my head. But I guess, is there a recourse that I can say, well, guess what now? You were paid in full. Well, I was in bankruptcy. Is there they were paid off in full, Tom.
So what are you, what exactly, okay, what exactly are you asking? Now that you paid it off in full, what?
I'm asking, can I get something wiped off my record? Because I said,
no,
God darn you, creditors.
No, that bankruptcy will be on your record. Absolutely on your record. You know, there was a time, there was many years ago, I had a business bankruptcy based on real estate. It was the Great Recession in 2008. And it was because of everyone's real estate was chopped into like a third. And I owed way more. But I paid every consumer debt. Mine was considered, it was called a business 7. That's different because they were different categories. So it did not hurt me personally that much because I never went, I paid every single consumer debt. But in your case, it was a consumer bankruptcy, and then you went ahead and paid it. It's confusing.
It was a 13. It was a chapter 13.
Okay, a 13. Well, look at, if anything though, at least it shows you paid. It should are the payments showing up on? No, the payments won't even show up on your record.
I've got the I've got the BK hanging over my head.
That's right.
I guess my question, Tom, is, can I write a bunch of letters just to say, my gosh, that was paid off in full? Or that doesn't even matter.
It's not going to matter, man. They're just going to look at the bankruptcy.
So I should have just let
I hate
ride,
to say this,
right?
but it was money wasted. It really was.
Well, it helped me sleep at night, if that means anything.
No, I know what you're saying, but man,
which means nothing. Well, again, like I said, as a morally financial person, I said, I got a bunch of money. Oh my gosh, I'm paying everybody off. But I guess that means absolutely nothing. Jeez.
Wow.
I mean, everybody, every creditor was paid in. I mean, we're talking.
I know you said that, but why did you do that after the bankruptcy? Now, wait, are you saying you paid every penny in the chapter 13, or you paid 100% on the dollar? There's a difference.
I paid. There is the difference. If I understand right, Tom, the difference is we had the plan, right? The plan, and the plan went for 5 years, right?
Right.
But after 3 years, I had let's just say a windfall.
Okay.
And I said, my gosh, I want to sleep at night, and I'm going to pay your dumb people every penny. That's the dumb part of me. But
Got it.
But
What you should have done is withdrawn the bankruptcy. You shouldn't have let it go through.
I didn't know you could do that. Sorry.
Yeah, you could have had it discharged.
So, Mark, what are you
or dismissed? Actually, is what I meant.
So, what are you trying to achieve now? Is the problem that you're having trouble getting credit and getting financing because of the bankruptcy on your credit record?
And I'm sorry, Tom. Who's that talking? Sorry.
That's Dimitri. Go ahead, Dimitri.
Yep.
Hey, Dimitri. Thank you, Dimitri. Sure. My question is, I'm whole in my mind. I'm whole. I paid those people.
I get it. What Dimitri asked, what are you trying to accomplish now? Are you having trouble getting credit?
Kinda. I'm doing okay. But what I did a couple of years ago is I said, I want no debt. I want nobody coming after me. But I guess that's a dumb thing to say because I was already into some sort of a legal bankruptcy. I thought maybe I should have just paid it out.
Are you saying that every single bill, every single one you had in the Chapter 13 was paid in 100% full?
100 late fees, penalties.
Okay, got it. Because usually in a 13 you pay a reduced amount, but you said when you were more than halfway through it, you said, forget it. I got a windfall. I'm going to pay everything off. And you did. At that point, you should have petitioned the trustee to have the bankruptcy dismissed. They would have literally dismissed the bankruptcy. So it would have been like you didn't file because it's dismissed. And then you could have paid everything off. You did it the wrong way, brother. You did it the wrong way.
And that's fine. But my gosh, Tom, I thought at the time I was doing the right thing.
I know. Listen, you were doing the right thing, but you were doing it in the wrong way. You should have, once you get the money and you no longer needed bankruptcy, the bankruptcy gets dismissed, and it would never show up on your record because it was dismissed. It never was discharged, and now you have a bankruptcy.
I get you.
You have the worst of both worlds. You paid 100% on the dollar, and you have bad credit. It's too bad. It's too bad.
I'm building it up, but I guess my last question. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Is could I even write a letter to these creditors and say, hey, say I'm paying full, or is that even an option?
Okay, listen, if every one of those creditors, if you wrote to them and said, by the way, if you'll recall, I paid you off 100%, even if they withdrew any negative, the Chapter 13 is still going to be on there.
Wait a minute, Tom. I think I understand where Mark is going with this. Mark, is the problem that your credit report right now has those accounts listed with amounts still due instead of being marked paid in full? Is that the problem?
Paid in full. I mean, paid in full, my guys.
Okay, I know you paid in full.
Does the credit report show they were paid in full?
No, I'm not there yet, guys. Anyway, I'm okay. I make okay.
Mark, it's too late, man. Honest to God, even if those creditors, Dimitri, even if it showed paid in full, if he didn't have that dismissed, he has a Chapter 13 on his record, even if the other creditors don't say a word.
Right. I just thought the problem was that his credit report still has a bunch of accounts.
No, his problem is he's getting bad credit and he wants to get good credit. He wants them to say good things about him. And even if they did, it won't matter. It won't matter, man. That's the bottom line. It won't matter. I don't know how else to put that to you.
So, well, and Tom, I get that, and of course, I'm preaching to the choir, kind of. The bankruptcy court. I have that on my. It's hanging off my shoulder right now. It's a BK. It's a Chapter 13 BK.
Yep. 7 years.
If I try to do anything, I mean, I've already ramped it up to about a 780. It's not horrible, but
780 is good. 780 is good.
You're sitting on a 780. Don't worry about it.
What are you worried about, Mark?
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. You're thinking too hard. You're really thinking too hard on this one, bro. I gotta go though. I gotta go. David, I will come right back to you, David. Hang on the line. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
You should have led with that. Yeah, I know.
This year, America turns 250, and Colorado turns 150. That kind of longevity comes from people who build things to last, like Wasson Watch Co., founded by a small team who couldn't find the field watch they wanted, so they built it themselves, by hand, in small batches.
Talib, I made the room.
Now, for a limited time, Wasson field watches are $300 off. Discover Wasson Watch Co. Made for the long haul.
saw you in
Explore
it.
the collection at wassonwatch.com. WASSON watch.com.
Fix it 24/7. The name says it all. They want to fix it, whether it be plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. They come to my house and they can come to yours. And for $39, they'll do an extreme clean, tune, and check of your AC for new customers because they want to impress you. And they want to be the customer or the company you call. They want you as a customer. So they're going to spend a couple of hours to refurbish your AC. They take it apart. They clean every nook and cranny, put it back together with a no breakdown guarantee. Just $39. Fixmyhome.com. You'll never go back once you get this service. That's fixmyhome.com, 720-526-3939. Okay. I created the room and I saw Talib. Can Mark go to that room? Talib, you look good, man. I saw you. Come out, come out. What does that mean? Come out, come out. Should I redo it? Oh. We are there, baby. I got the room. Got the room.
Geographic atrophy, or GA. Subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or vasencaptopegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection.
So I'm on. Oh, I don't even know how. I'll just wait. So, Barry, we're getting some good plugs in. Let's keep plugging that.
Yeah, let's plug the seminar.
You know, I might do a couple for people with one person with an IRA. I don't want to do a group anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'll do it as an LLC, and then they can buy into that for qualified money. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Robert. Nope, we're live. Nope, it's 10 to 2. It's been like that for how long, Dragon? For about 20-ish years.
Huh. I got a lot of texts about you, bro. We got to. I'm trying to go through them. I mean, they're good. One was bad. I swear to God, one. But the rest are just commenting, like this one here or something.
Like, what should I do more of that's noticed by people?
What's that?
What should I do more of?
Oh no, they're just asking about the calls. There's nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to read some of these that had to do with calls. Some I deleted because I figured, they're over. Would love to. So let's see. Okay, this is about self-funded insurance. Did you talk about health insurance at all? About maybe savings accounts or?
Oh, like HSAs?
Let's see. This one is about talking without a will.
Oh, yeah, that was me.
Okay. Okay. That one. And then we have somebody said this is what you do and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what else.
Fiduciary Advisors, TrajanWealth.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter at 303-713-TALK. Hey, David, what's happening in your life? You're on the Tom Martino Show, the Troubleshooter Show. What's going on? Are you there, David? David.
Stay talking.
David, talk to me, bro. Okay, I don't know. Maybe somebody can check there to see if he's on. Meanwhile, I do want to, if he's on, just have him start talking. MyBiggestReturn.com. That'll get him to the Saturday, June 27th sign on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be there, and I will talk about doing the LLCs with qualified money. If there are people that have qualified money in an IRA or a 401k, there are ways to do this, and possibly I might do one or two more, depending on who it is, meaning if you understand what you're getting into. Again, I want somebody who understands what they're getting into when it comes to your qualified money. So what is the benefit of having one of these homes in qualified funds? That means you don't pay tax on it until you withdraw it. So your LLC, for lack of a better term, you would make an investment in this LLC. They would buy a Vestera turnkey home. Vestera would manage the home along with the LLC. Then when it comes time to sell, the profit would go back to your 401k and you would not pay tax on it. So yes, you can do it with qualified money if I do it with you. And here's, or any trustee. You don't have to have me. I just happen to be set up for that through Martino Capital. I've done a few. So you can do that if you want. It helps you defer the profits. Defer the taxes on the profits. Robert, you're back. Go ahead, Robert. Welcome. What's happening?
Yeah, hey, Tom, I love the show. Listened to you a long time. I just got a couple questions for your guest with Vestera.
Yes.
My first question is, since I'm the homeowner, can I actually live in the house? And
that's a good thought.
My thinking is to move, live there, sell, and then make that profit. You know what I mean?
Well,
what would be wrong with speculating and you be your own tenant?
He the loan would have to be a primary residential loan.
You'd get a primary loan and you'd live. What you're asking, here's what you're asking, Barry. Barry, forget about Vestera.
Yeah.
Can you help me buy a home in one of those markets? That's what you're asking.
The answer is yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, you bet.
That, and you can live in it, and then you don't have to pay management fees. You don't have to do anything. And then when it comes time to sell, they'll help you sell it. In fact, you can stay there. I mean, we've never had that question before.
No, we haven't. No.
But there's certainly nothing preventing this program from finding you a great deal in a great market.
We have customers.
Okay, cool.
who have said they may retire to that area and move into one of their investments. Yep.
You know, that's not a bad idea, Robert. Where are you thinking of moving?
Well, wherever the good market is, because I don't really have anything tying me here to Colorado.
I'm going to give you a couple hints.
Open
They usually have good weather markets. That's what I have found. So I'm not telling them where.
No, they're all east of the Mississippi
right now. Mississippi.
Right now.
But they're, yeah.
Great areas.
So here, why don't you come? Why don't you come to that? Come to that seminar, the 27th.
And that's what I'm thinking I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the month here, and then my other. And then my other question is, do you do, because I'm a veteran and my house is currently paid off now, so I do have access to the VA home loan, 0 down, you know how they do all that.
You bet.
Am I able to do a VA loan?
Yes. I'm a veteran too, Robert. So thank you. Welcome home,
excellent.
and thanks for your service. But no, and veterans do get a little extra treatment here because I expect everybody on the selling side to give veterans a little extra good treatment. Put it that way.
Okay, excellent. Those are just my 2 questions. Like I said, there's nothing really holding me here.
Good thought.
And so I was like, I wouldn't mind moving somewhere, checking it out, selling it, in 2 or 3, 4 years, whenever you tell me to, make all that money.
And do another one.
You could.
And here's the good part. You don't have to pay, as long as we have the capital gains exclusion, you don't have to pay any tax on it.
Sell the one and buy
your primary residence. That's you got a good idea.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we'll talk. You bet.
Barry, that's not a bad idea as another marketing ploy. I mean, really, if people want to get out of Denver and they want to buy a house, you can help them. And in fact, the way you do it would keep them under tax exempt exclusions. Really.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't have to ever pay taxes.
No, you wouldn't have to pay tax on your gain. You'd be making profit and you wouldn't have to pay.
Up to 500,000.
Yeah, up to 500 for a married couple, or 250 for an individual.
Yeah.
Okay, we got more coming up. 303-713-TALK. Apple Air. I can't say enough about them. That's Air with an E. Apple Air Heating and Cooling. Great people. They have Daikin equipment, a 12-year parts and labor warranty, and a 6-year full replacement on anything they do without any proration. And they have great prices and great values and a great family behind it. That's appleair.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. Denver's talk station. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
A pretty clear drive throughout the Denver Metro this afternoon on 25 north and southbound, showing highway speeds through town. We are seeing some slowdowns on I-70, westbound road, some stop and go approaching Steel Street. No word of an accident there. East of there to DIA I-70 eastbound, slower speeds between I-270 and Pena Boulevard. And Pena outbound, slow around 56. Pretty typical for your Monday afternoon commute. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
President Trump can't book artists for the Freedom 250 event, which makes you wonder, where have all the conservative artists gone? This week on Red Pilled America, we answer that question by investigating why they disappeared. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Today we're talking real estate. Can't say anything bad about Frank Duran, only praises. If you list a home with Frank, you'll get the best. And I'm telling you, he's the best. Or looking to buy, he'll also do the buying side. He's a certified negotiation expert. So you just want to know, what will my house sell for in this market? What will I net? What can I afford? He'll tell you all of this free of charge. Talk to him. You don't have to be under any obligation or stress. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He'll give you the information you need to make wise decisions. 303-920-1622. So, you can call in anytime you want. anytime you want on.
Okay, yeah, because I do.
You decide
to get more.
We'll work you in anytime.
Yeah. Even
when
John Campbell,
John Fuller.
Fuller.
Yeah, well, Dimitri will always be with him. So yes, even when Dimitri.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I call in and we chat a little bit about Vestera.
When you're doing the show.
Of course. I didn't know you do that, but yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, I'd like.
Yeah, when he has a seminar coming up, I let him do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't.
EuroPlumbingColorado.com has the lowest prices guaranteed.
Hello, Tom Martino here with Barry Miller. We have at Vestera Turnkey talking about, Vestera, the Vestera way. And then I'm getting some regular real estate questions as well. We got Dimitri here, Deputy Bo in the house. And that question about multifamily homes, I think that Bo may have asked, that's intriguing to me. What somebody texted saying, what if they wanted multifamily, meaning, and they wanted to own all 3 units? Could you do like a fourplex or a triplex where somebody owns multiple units all at once?
Oh, sure.
I mean, think about
You mean
that.
as an investment?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Through Vestera.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're looking for that all the time.
When I mean commissions, meaning this, you will do special requests. Like this guy wants to live in a house.
Absolutely.
You'll do one. Somebody else may say, find me a duplex in that market, Barry. If you think it's a great market, find me a duplex. You'll find one. Okay, so, or a fourplex.
Up to 20 units.
Yeah.
I know what specialization it comes with commercial real estate.
Can your management company handle those?
Oh, yes. Yeah. They already have well over 150 doors that they're managing now. And they could easily handle a 9-plex or a 4-plex.
I've never seen somebody more thorough than Mark and his team.
Yeah, they're
good people. Anyway, so yes, the answer to your question, yes, they can find houses that you request. If you want a duplex, they can find one. If you want to own 2 units, in other words. If you want to have 4 units on 4 in a fourplex. However, I believe you'd make more money having 4 separate houses.
Oh, you would. Almost for sure.
Yeah.
But keep in mind what I said. When we're on the first circle, we're on the second circle of influential people when it comes to duplex, triplex, and fourplex. But that inner circle is a huge inner circle for those type properties, and they almost always go to a family member, a neighbor, a lawyer, or a realtor who's very close to the homeowner. Everybody wants them.
Someone must have heard us online. I don't know if we talked on or off the air about your broadband, what you use, but they wanted to know more about it. Is it a little Verizon like wireless box? They want to know what you were talking about.
Oh, Tom, it's
and this is for his broadband downtown. Go ahead.
Is broadband the same as just internet access?
Yeah, broadband is what we call the pipe. Yeah.
Yeah, I about 4 or 5 years ago, I happened to be in a Verizon store and they offered me what they call is 5G home internet service for just $25. And you get this, this white box.
About what size?
It's about the size of what telephone books used to be.
Okay.
Remember those things? You just plug it in.
All right.
And then you use your phone app.
You do literally plug it in.
Yeah, and it's like, it's stuck against the wall.
Okay.
Because it's an antenna. And it becomes not only the internet access point, but it also becomes my router. So I log my computer, my phone, all of my computers log into this thing.
And it gives you 5G?
5G internet.
But is it fast?
It's fast enough to watch.
In other words, you never notice any kind of bog down when you're streaming?
No, I've never noticed any bog down. But what's even more amazing is I've never noticed any outage.
Oh.
So it's been 100% reliable. And Tom, it only costs $25. Now, you and I discussed this about a year ago, and you had an insight into why it's so cheap. I always wondered why the box is so big.
Yeah.
And you said
because they're making their network with you.
Yeah, they're using.
No, they are. They're using half of it. They're using half of it for other people.
Yeah, and all of my electricity for that half.
Well, yeah, but you're using others too. So in other words, what they do is they polka dot the city with these, so a customer becomes a relay unit.
Yeah, it becomes a relay unit for their phone calls, I believe.
And I don't know if it's for their. I thought it was for their broadband, but it could be for their phone calls.
Whatever they're using it for.
Chain them together, and you definitely own your broadband. They're not going on your network or your broadband.
Right.
There's a firewall there.
Yeah. You're
but
absolutely
the other
right.
part is used to create the Verizon network.
Yeah.
You become part of the Verizon network. You're like a tower.
Tom, and I don't mind it, the biggest surprise, they never raised my price. It's been $25 a month for 5 years. And they're not a sponsor, and I'm no fan of Verizon. I sued them a year ago for an unrelated reason and prevailed in court. But this has been amazing. So nobody else can touch it. Nobody else can compete. $25 for all that.
And speaking of the piggybacking, the duplexing, they do that with satellite. They do that not with satellite. I'm sorry, with the internet, Xfinity. They do that. So you have an Xfinity modem. Your modem becomes a relay unit for your neighborhood. So wherever there is an Xfinity box anywhere, they are all talking to each other, not for your home network, that's separate, but for the network. They all talk to each other. And they were doing that at first because they were going to provide cell phone service. And I don't know if they've abandoned that. Do they have Xfinity cell phones right now?
Yeah, we got calls about them before.
Okay. And if we do, that what they do is they use those that they might be using your router as they move through the city for part of their cell phone service. And I believe they also have some towers. Will you ask Barry? Okay, he wants to know a certain area. I'll ask you off the air. All of your properties you can say are east of the Mississippi, though, for sure.
Right now. Well, right now. Remember, Colorado Springs was one of our home run hotspot markets. Yeah, but it priced itself out, and it became so negative cash flow because the values went up so much. Well, that's going to happen in a number of areas.
Okay. I was listening to the call about the skip title. You gave some good information. I'm going to throw one more scenario at you. The car could have been in need of substantial repairs, possibly uninsured, and bought from the owner at a very, very low price. The people in possession of the car could have made repairs and would not want it disclosed, and it would not want it on Carfax. So in other words, they could have bought a troubled car, fixed it up, and want to sell it, but they don't want to own it in between. I guess that's a possibility. But I just think there's too many. I think there's too many red flags in a transaction like that. If you went to buy your big boat, okay, you love your boat. When you went to buy it, what if he showed you a title? And the title had someone else's name on it, but it was signed over. It was signed. Would you have filled it out and taken that title, or would you have felt that was sketchy?
You mean if I determined that the guy was trying to title skip?
Yeah.
That wouldn't really bother me. If I know who the guy is, if he's legitimate,
right?
You know,
it wouldn't bother me either.
But in this case, in the case of our caller from earlier today, there were three: the title holder, then the guy who advertised it on Facebook Marketplace, and yet a third guy who wants the cash.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about title skipping in this case. I think that's the least of our caller's problems. I'm worried about it being just a scam or a stolen car.
And I have to tell you, honest to God, I can't believe people who do business on Facebook Marketplace. Craigslist, we never hear about anymore.
We used to hear about all the Craigslist
Why don't we know Craigslist anymore? Why?
Well, because all the scammers have moved on to Facebook Marketplace.
And Nextdoor. So be careful, man. When you find people, there have been people that advertise on Nextdoor or just say, I'm out of work, I'm doing handyman work, I'm doing painting. You're going to get burned. It's truly a way to get burned. I don't know why, though. Why do people feel Facebook Marketplace is legit? It's not. I mean, we've had so many problems that started on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, waterpros.net, the best water systems, the lowest prices, waterpros.net.
Now, impact traffic.
A pretty clear drive throughout the Denver Metro this afternoon. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds.
I like your idea.
We are seeing some slowdowns on I-70 westbound roads, some stop and go approaching Steel Street. No word of an accident there. East of there to DIA I-70 eastbound, first speeds between I-270 and Pena Boulevard. And Pena outbound slow around 56. Pretty typical for your Monday afternoon commute. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
President Trump can't book artists for the Freedom 250 event, which makes you wonder, where have all the conservative artists gone? This week on Red Pilled America, we answer that question by investigating why they disappeared. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Excel Roofing. You want to have the best company, great prices, honesty, integrity. You'll have Excel. They don't take a cent until you're content. And they're so proud of their pricing. They put a pricing tool on their front page. So you want to know what a roof costs? Go to the front page of excelroofing.com. It'll take you 2 minutes or less to find out. And they also do other services like painting and siding and windows, you can depend on Excel Roofing for the best services. Gutter cleanings, $99, and at the honest prices, and they get it done. Okay. And in the roofing industry, you need someone like Excel. 303-761-6400. Prices, and they get it done. What the hell am I talking? What am I hearing?
That was interesting. I don't know.
One thing that
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Granger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Granger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRANGER or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Lenny went to college and racked up huge debt. A little bit over $100,000. For a degree he couldn't use? Now what? I have a friend that went to my computer career. They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation. One of the things I love about IT is work from anywhere you want. You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner. It worked for me, and I know it can work for you. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
I turned off news altogether.
What?
I hate to say it, but I don't trust much of anything.
Turn off my mic.
It's the rage gate. It feels like it's trying to divide people. We got clear facts. Maybe we could calm down a little.
NBC News brings you clear reporting. Let's meet at the facts. Let's move forward from there. NBC News, reporting for America.
For plumbing, use clean electric and drain in plumb line stores with quality brands like Carroll. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I use plumb line in my home. Service professionals, 25 years strong, guide a mission of excellence, character, and efforts. Campo Electrical Plumbing since 1998. Plumb line and Gary. Turn to the experts. No phone call, no hassle. Plumb line services like with the best service and right. Plumb line services.
Jewelry is essential and selling clothes for new stores. But now there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. A new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. If you're craving inspiration to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Joy 101, and listen now. Joy 101 with Hoda Kotb is presented by CBS.
iHeartRadio, FIFA World Cup update.
The World Cup is in full swing, and the U.S. is set to resume group stage action on Friday. Head coach Mauricio Pochettino says he believes the opening win over Paraguay is helping the sport grow in the States.
I am so proud, and we are so proud, all, because I think we are winning a lot of fans.
The U.S. will meet Australia Friday afternoon, then they'll wrap up the group stage against Turkey next week.
For live Fox coverage, search World Cup now on the free iHeartRadio app. It's the Dan Caplis Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Monday 4, it's official now. The stretch run in the GOP primary is
GOP headed toward a reborn relevance, headed toward glory, or disaster? Join me at 4.
Hello, Tom Martino here. All right, let's give one more shout out to this Saturday the 27th, mybiggestruturn.com. So if you go to mybiggestruturn.com, there'll be a phone number there too if you want to call and talk to Barry. And so people want to know, again, another person said they love the idea of buying a place and they would love to have one that that works. And all right. So anyway, Barry, I want to ask you another question on local real estate. What do you see? You've seen a lot of ups and downs. Do corrections come, or I know corrections come with recessions, but do corrections ever come without recessions? In other words, we're just going to have a 10% correction or something where prices are just going to go down a little. What have you seen over the years?
Some prices really go down without recession.
Seldom.
That makes
It's usually with a recession.
Yeah. Yes. Why? Because big areas, one employer doesn't make a difference. But think about the 1980s, the oil and gas.
Oh, it was terrible.
But that was only like a third of the country that had that recession.
Okay.
It was energy, gas, and oil based.
Right. Colorado,
the whole
big
country
time.
didn't have it.
No.
But we hurt, but that was area wise. Well, that was a recession.
Okay.
And
So
why did our prices go up so dramatically in the 1990s?
Why?
Dramatically. Because so many
energy came back.
companies, including energy, but no longer were we just so singly dependent on energy and gas. Financial institutions and service industries came, and we went, get this, from the 45th percentile highest price to the top 15% highest price per square foot per property. We jumped that much on the national scale in
with
the
prices the
1990s.
way they are, okay, and the economy the way it is. The economy has some ups and downs, but it's buzzing. It's still working.
Still working.
When do we get that recession though? When does it come? Because I mean, prices can't stay where they are. They never do. Not when they're this high. They don't stay this way.
Well, but which high? Denver high or California?
I'm talking about Colorado. In Colorado. When do we feel that?
We're not going to, I do not think we're going to feel that for decades.
You think we'll sustain these prices for decades?
Unless we have outpopulation, outmigration, and that happened by a slivers in 2 years ago, a sliver. We still have in-migration, supply and demand.
All right. Well, folks, you heard it. And remember, what we're going to do is the 27th, go to mybiggestruturn.com to find out more. And call 303-MARTINO to get on the next show, 303-627-8466. Be back here tomorrow. Remember, save all your problems for me.
You clear, buddy?
See ya.
Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the